Hello, peeps. Hello, peeps. Happy Saturday. I've just cast on. Yes, I'm still knitting. I'm dying to do some crochet, but this kind of yarn doesn't lend itself to crochet. So once again, she's got the needles out. Yes. Let's see who's going to be first. Hey, it's Nathan. Hi, Nathan. Hey. Nathan has had an operation. I'm sure he won't mind me telling you. I'm not going to tell you what. It's not one of them. No, he's not had a baby or anything like that. But he's feeling in pain, so we've all got to be sympathetic tonight. Yeah. Hi, Trudy. So we've got to be sympathetic. Yes. Yes, yes. It's not cosmetic surgery. He's not had a facelift or a nose job. But that's all I'm going to tell you. I like to keep people in suspense, yeah? Yeah. So how are you feeling tonight, Nathan? Are you feeling any better? Or are you still proper poorly? Oh, the coughing hasn't stopped. As soon as I get a mood on, you'll hear me cough, cough, cough. I don't know what I'm going to do next. I think I'm going to turn into a sea lion. Just let the coughing take over. I had my usual about half an hour of coughing just before this started, so I should be okay for a bit. It has been raining overnight, but it's not been raining in the day because I had to go up to the post office today. So good job I've got a scooter. I'd never make it otherwise. I had a great big bag full. Ooh. Hi, Chrissy. Hi, Kerry the Yarny Elephant. Hello. I hope that isn't a self-description. Kerry. I love elephants, so I've got them all over the place, yeah. You're still in pain, but not round the wound. Oh, well, there you go. That's good. That's good. When it starts itching, that's when you know it's getting better. Also, they keep telling me. Oh, will you keep telling me who's got a premiere on? I'm sure I don't subscribe to Laura Sapido in Spanish. Yeah. But I still keep getting... I mean, she does crochet some beautiful things. I will give her a due. Yeah. But I don't really understand Spanish. I need Ephraim around for that. I did ask him one time to tell me what she was saying because I really did like one of her outfits one time. And of course, it was all in Spanish. It wouldn't be so bad if she did. Ooh, look who's here, Trev. Hiya, Trev. Hiya, Chris. Hiya, Julie. Oh, the gang's all here. Yeah, I did ask Ephraim to translate one of them. And I wouldn't mind if she did, like subtitles, like some people can do. Yeah, yeah. Hiya, Granny. It's a squirrel raid. Having said that, we haven't seen our squirrel for a bit. I don't know whether the dog scared him off. You've got a stitch cramp pain going through to your back. Oh, dear. I look like a fresh spring day. Well, it's not really. Although I refuse to say it's autumn. It is not autumn yet. Oh, yeah, the lovely bags under the eyes, yeah. If they find a miracle cure for bags under the eyes apart from surgery, put me down for a bit of the cream, yeah. I've been dragged into these adverts where they say, pat this on and your wrinkles will disappear. They don't, no. You're cooking katsu curry. Ooh. I don't like curry, so you're on your own with that one. You're on your own with that one, Trevor. Just don't breathe on us when you've done eating it, yeah. Well, I've just been told we're going out tomorrow. I don't know whether it's a put your posh frock on type of going out or it's just a go as you are, yeah. You just eat. We had the steak, funnily enough, but, my teeth are broken at the front. And I have a terrible time chewing steak. I used to really enjoy it. I used to really love it, but now. And Rosie was sitting at my feet, ever hopeful, you know, like with that, oh, Granny's got a steak look on her face. But I don't feed her because she's not allowed to beg at the table. So I felt very sad because I'd left quite a bit of mine because I couldn't chew it, yeah. You had a lamb vindaloo. I like lamb, but not a vindaloo. Isn't that the hot stuff? I'm not an Indian fan, so I don't know if that's the hot one or not, yeah. Is that you blow your brains out and steam coming out your ears kind, Chris? Because that definitely wouldn't do for me. I do sometimes venture into a samosa, you know, that's about as spicy as I get, yeah. I'm the spicy one here. I don't need to eat any spice. I'm not really. I just like to G myself up every now and again. But as my mum used to say, self-praise is no recommendation. Some YouTubers need to know that, don't they? And the TikTokers do, definitely, don't they? You know, and they're saying how wonderful they are and how beautiful they are. And I'm going, yeah, says who, yeah. Says who? Because you all look alike to me. It's a bit spicy. That means it's too spicy for me. Well, my son spent all day building a little woodshed. Only a little one. Not one we can move into or anything like that. A wood pile, yeah. Because come this winter, we are going to be burning a lot more wood. You know, because, as you know, I'm boring everybody about it with the plumbing, electric and gas going up. Ah, dear. I keep looking at fleecy things online, you know, fleecy blankets. I'll be sitting you'll see me sitting in a hooded sleeping blanket come the winter. Yeah, that's what I'll be wearing. Me thermals on, yeah. I'll be saying, sorry, you can't see the fire, it's not lit, yeah. But just don't mind me being in my sleeping bag, yeah. I don't know about vindaloos, but I have heard that some of them are very spicy, burn your mouth. You know, you need, is it milk you're supposed to have? Not water, isn't it? Denise, you know, Denise Dear Designs. I think it's her husband. Oh, no, it's not. I'm telling a lie. It's Ruthie's husband, who likes to eat very, very spicy things. And he goes into these competitions, you know, who can eat the spiciest, whatever, and survive, yeah. I'll be out first round. Wouldn't need to taste it as it wafted past my nose. My eyes would be running, yeah. Oh dear. Well, as you know, I go singing on a Tuesday. It's called Harmony and Health. We're not meant to be tuneful. We're just supposed to get a lot of, you know, it's supposed to stir up your endorphins or whatever. Well, we had a bit of a laugh on Tuesday because this guy, well, it was a group of them, but this guy started dancing on the grass. So we played along with him and started singing, you know, like Lipstick on Your Collar and things like that were very danceable. And then all of a sudden he undid the zip of his trousers, and they're all old dears, you know, bear in mind, some of them are about 80, and they're all like, oh. Anyway, fortunately, he did have his shorts on underneath. But it was a bit of a touchy moment, yeah. I thought, what's he going to do next? Because he was a bit, I hesitate to say not all there with his gumdrops, but you know what I mean. He wasn't quite, you know, playing with a full deck, yeah. But he was enjoying himself. He liked the music and he was having a little dance, yeah. They were having a jive and everything like that. So it was funny, really. Then when he was leaving, he took a bow, you know, and we all clapped it. Like, thank God you're going. Oh, dear. Anyway, I didn't go to the singing at Asdal on Saturday, but There was this kiddie there, apparently, that had been on one of these talent things on ITV. And apparently he has, I don't know, he has cerebral palsy, but he doesn't speak. And his sister, who was a lot older than him, taught him how to do sign language. And he was there. So apparently they sang the song that he used to sing, well, he used to sign to on the TV. And he was having a real old join in, you know, him and his sister. So I believe I missed a nice thing, really. But I wouldn't have known who he was because I don't watch these talent shows, yeah. But apparently he got through to the semi-finals. Well, not just him. Him and his little choir of disabled children got through. I'm sure some of you have watched it and some of you know what I'm talking about, but I don't. Yeah. Your favourite squirrel, Granny D? Oh, you're not supposed to have favourites, Bear. You can't have any favourites, yeah. It's like having a favourite child. You can't do that. What am I knitting? I'm knitting a cardigan. I've knitted it about 7 million times before. I knitted it first of all when I was about 16. I'm very boring. I tend to do the same patterns. And I can't concentrate these days on, you know, things with Aaron like Kaz does, yeah? Well, Kaz and amongst others, you know, that knit these wonderful, wonderful Aarons with lots of cables and patterns on them. I can't concentrate these days. The old brain. I hate to admit it, people, but I am getting old. And my brain power is not what it was. Things I used to go, oh, yeah, I know how to do that. Oh, yeah. Now I think, what on earth do they mean? Don't understand that. And I stand there reading the pattern out loud like it's going to, you know. Oh, I did look at those Centro, but I decided that I will stick with me Addy because I've already bought it, yeah. I couldn't justify spending another 50 odd pound, yeah, on a Centro machine. They're okay, I suppose, if you haven't got an Addy. I know that the Centro has 2 more needles than the Addy does, which makes a slightly larger hat, but no, I'm on a frugal trip. Julie, I know the feeling. My son just said to me, don't sell all those sweaters you've got in the shed because we could be wearing them this winter. I've got enough. I did to tell him that. I've got a wardrobe with them all crammed in. They're overtaking me. Because I haven't been, you know, crocheting and knitting to sell, I've been making them for me. So I've kind of got every colour of the rainbow, really, yeah. Oh, I have to show you something. You know, I've been selling things on eBay to get me pennies ready for Yarndale, but I did get tempted. No, it's not wool. When you see it, you'll know why I got tempted. Look at that, people. It's purple. And it's got applique on it. And look at the back. Look at that. That's just so me. And it's brand new. Brand new. I wore my black one the other day with all autumn colours appliqued on it. And the number of people who stopped me and they said, oh, we love your jacket. It's fantastic. Where did you get it from? So being truthful, I had to say, well, I didn't pay full price. I got it off eBay because they're about 100 quid full price and there's no way I can afford that. But they all said the same thing. It's very beautiful, but I couldn't wear it. And I'm like, why not? You know, what's wrong? Why can't you wear it? It's black and it's a bit jazzy, yeah. But it's not OTT. It's not unwearable. I mean, this isn't the one I had on the other day, but this is one of them. I've put this on one side because I've lost a button. Yeah, that's another one I've got. This one isn't as colourful as the one I had on the other day, but it is colourful. Now, why can you not wear anything like that? Why? Why would you not wear it? Why would you say, oh, I can't wear that? Oh, it's too jazzy for me. I can't wear that. As they walk past wearing their beige anorak. Whatever turns you on, folks. You know, me in beige, no. You might see me wearing a beige cardigan, but it's over the top of something that's bright coloured, yeah. Oh, by the way, I finished the cream. Oh, thank you. Yeah, thumbs up, thumbs up. I found out something a bit alarming yesterday. I have AdSense on my YouTube. Doesn't mean much because I'm not one of the big bods. I only get pennies. But I do get a check about every 3 or 4 months for a peanut amount. But it does. Every little bit helps. But I hadn't had anything for ages and ages. And I thought, is nobody watching my videos? Have they all gone off me? You know? And then I found out that YouTube takes 46% of my little pittance that I earn. Pennies I earn, yeah, pennies. It takes 46%. Cheeky. Anyway. Everywhere, in every way, we're getting screwed, aren't we? Yeah. Right, I finished my cardigan. I've not got any buttons on yet, but I did finish it. It's sort of like an off-white, yeah. And it's finished. Woo. One lady said, my goodness me, hasn't it got long ribs? I said, yeah, well, that's the pattern, isn't it? Anyway, I finished it apart from the buttons. Yeah. I love watching a bloke called Ari Seth Cohen. And he's done a couple of books called sort of Advanced Aging and things like that. And he chooses ladies. I mean, admittedly, they're in America and they're usually in the New York area. And they dress so flamboyantly. And they don't give a hoot, you know what I mean? They don't care if their tops don't match the bottoms, you know, they're wearing bright, bright colours. And not just the ladies, the men as well. I love it. I always give them a big thumbs up. I absolutely love it. Yes, love it, love it. I don't know whether I'd quite be bold enough to wear some of the things that they wear, because they wear fantastic hats, you know. Yeah. Hiya, June. Hiya, Eason. Yes, I'm still knitting. I want to get back to my crochet. Oh boy, do I want to get back to my crochet. My update news is that I can now put all of my wool is on the shelves in my shed. There's nothing on the floor. No bags of wool on the floor. No wool in totes. It's all on the shelf. Admittedly, I have lugged, I don't know how much stuff up to the post office. We're on first name terms, me and the postman now. Thank goodness for the scooter. Otherwise, you know, I would never have got there. So I've just put the last lot on eBay. Well, the last lot for the time being, yeah. I'm not raking any more wool out for the time being. I've just put the last lot on. So that's it now for the bit. All I was after doing was actually, oh, hi, Magali. I just wanted to get myself, you know, the price of the coach and the ticket to go into Yarndale, which is in Skipton on the 25th of September. I'll be there. If anybody's there, say hello to me. And I wanted a little bit of spending money, not to buy wool, you know, but there's other things that you see, isn't there? Little knickknacks and bits and bobs. And then there's also, you have to buy your lunch, don't you? And you have to buy a drink and stuff like that, yeah. Oh, the old yarn room. Oh, it's nothing like that now. There. That all went, honestly. You got to look out for me, June. Ooh. You see, I don't recognise anybody because I don't know your photos. So, you know, apart from me walking around with a big sort of Janet going across the front of it, I don't know how people are going to recognise me, but I'm sure you will. I'll be on a little red foldable scooter anyway, so you can't miss me. In fact, I'll probably run you over because I'm not very stable on that thing, yeah. Oh dear. Yeah, if you meet up with me, June, we can have a coffee or whatever. I can't have alcoholic drinks because otherwise my scooter would be going everywhere, wouldn't it? And I'd be running over people. Yeah, can't be doing with that. I'm not to be trusted when I've had a drink. Besides, I might get a bit reckless when I've had a drink and start buying wool, and that will never do because I have no room on my shelf. Yeah. Did you see that Sean made a video? I hope you did. I hope you all went across and gave her a thumbs up. Poor girl, she's been going through the ringer lately. Anyway, she's put a video up explaining, what's been happening to her and what the status quo is and everything. So she made a lovely, lovely video. She manages to stay so cheerful, and it must be very, very awful for her. Yes, she has. You must go and have a look. Everybody go and have a look at Sean's video. Sean. I keep calling her Sean. She's not. She's Shan. It's Welsh. Yeah. So, yeah, she's explaining about her problems and what's been going on with her and where she's been and everything. It's very brave of her to put it all down, for everybody to sort of watch and that. But in a way, I suppose it does help because people are not wondering anymore now, are they? They're not wondering what's wrong with her and where she's been and everything like that. Yeah. I see the photograph of her. She's done her hair red again. On the video, she's got like the black and the red, but she's all over red again now, bright red again. She said it makes her feel better. I have got the two-tone hair. I'm still deciding whether to go grey gracefully or whether to just give up and dye it again. I keep saying, I'm going to stick it out this time. I'm going to go grey gracefully. And then it'll get a bit, can you see how dark it is? It'll get a bit worse than this. And I'll think, no, can't deal with it. And I'll have my head in the dye bucket again. Yeah. I think if you could just go grey, it's the growing out bit, isn't it, that gets you down? Are we all vain or what? I'm vain. I'm not that vain that I want to have surgery or anything to, like get rid of all this bits. But, oh, that'll be YouTube Bear. YouTube has unsubscribed me from lots of people that I have not unsubscribed from. When you think, oh, I've not seen a video from so-and-so lately. And you go on and you find out that you've been unsubscribed. I mean, Crochet Rocks was talking about this, Tracy, the other day. She was saying that, she's found out that people are coming up to her and saying, I wondered where you'd gone because I've not, I'm no longer subscribed to you and I didn't do it, yeah. So, because she's been trying desperately to get to 10,000 viewers and she keeps going to 99.9 or whatever. And every time she gets really near the 10,000, it goes, YouTube takes them off her again or something like that. YouTube apparently has been saying they're going through if you haven't watched anybody for a little while, which is a bit awkward if they haven't made a video, that they unsubscribe you. Yeah, that's what they're doing, isn't it? But I mean, then somebody suddenly makes a video out of the blue and you miss it, don't you? Yeah. Oh gosh, you've had COVID as well, have you? Shad, poor Shad. My friend that I usually go sailing, no, I don't go sailing, I go singing with, she's come down with COVID as well. She's had all the shots, yeah. Luckily, I didn't go to Asda singing on Saturday because otherwise I would have been stood right next to her. And with me having the cough already, COVID is the last thing I need, yeah. So, in a way, I was glad that I didn't go singing, yeah. Yeah, we need to go through, don't we, really, and try and remember who we used to be subscribed to. But when they don't use their own names, when they use something different, it's hard to remember what they were called, isn't it? They should have a section like down memory lane, who you used to watch. Yeah, I was lucky I escaped, Nathan. Because, we have our scooters next to each other because we don't like the chairs. They're always uncomfy, so we sit on our scooters. So, it would have been tricky. 1, 2, 3. I must have done 4. Have I done 4 or have I done 3? I forgot to do my little doody. 1, 2, 3. It must be 4 because it's even. So it must have been 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I need my row counter for this yarn because I can't see it. Yeah. Yes, you've got no right being poorly, Shad. You need to get yourself fit again. Who did he catch COVID from anyway? The fisherman or the fish? I can't do TikTok. I might ring you up, Trev, while you tell me how to TikTok. Oh dear, because people are telling me I should sell my crochet on TikTok, Can you imagine me going, who wants to buy a crochet jumper off this big fat thing going, whoop, whoop, whoop. Oh, dearie me. Oh, I'm sure Nathan remembers you. Yeah, I just, how thick I am, Trev. I need somebody at my side, going, you do this, you do that. And everybody I speak to goes, oh, I don't know how to do TikTok. Yeah. Somebody's breathed on you, Shad. Somebody with the lurgy has breathed on you. Can you TikTok, Nathan? You're so with it and that. I know you watch it, but can you TikTok? Or do you TikTok? I wouldn't even know where to start with TikTok. People like Gloria Hunniford have managed to get on TikTok, but she did have a grandson to help her. I said to my son, do you know how to TikTok? And he goes, I don't bother with that sort of thing. So that was the end of that. I need somebody who's with it to do TikTok, don't I? The trouble is all my friends are old fogies like me, Oh, yeah, look at that. Look, isn't it pretty? You can't see it until I move up. Yeah, it's got a big disc. It's just made of plastic. Yeah. Hi, Susan. I've put your wool on one side. Susan is one of my buddies from Knit Club. In case you're wondering who Susan is. Yeah. We have to introduce everybody because everybody knows everybody in this party, yeah. We're all as mad as hatters, yeah. Yeah, I know people come on and they say, do you remember me? And of course I do. I don't know quite where I know them from sometimes, and I don't know quite what videos they do, but I do remember names. But if you walk past me in the street and I know you well, I still forget your name. Like I had to double time myself with Trev. I had to think, Trev. I even forget one of my great-grandchildren's names. I've got like about 9 of them, I think, now. When I go through them all, there's always one I miss. My mum only had 2 of us. She only had me and my brother. And she'd run through everybody's names before she got to me. I think she used to do her sisters and her brothers and her cousins and her aunties before she got to me. And I used to always call my son by my ex-husband's name. Oh, you got the blanket done. Good show. Susan did a blanket all in that dreaded crocodile stitch. I don't know how she has the patience. I did a crocodile stitch tea cozy once, and that was enough for me. You forget people in case you owe money. I don't actually owe money, apart from EDF, you know, the electric company, that are still chasing us for the money. We are now going round turning everything off at the mains, trying to cut down our electric consumption. Because the bloke at EDF reckon we use twice as much as the average family. So, hi Lulu, how you doing? So it's nice to know we use twice as much electric as everybody else on the street, isn't it? Oh, Shad's been around a while, yes. He's a bit of a golden oldie like me, yeah. We have been around more years than we care to mention. But we're still going strong, apart from the fact he's had COVID. But apart from that, Shad's okay. Yeah. So what are you all making anyway? I'm making this dreaded cardigan for the umpteenth time. What's everybody else doing? You're knitting socks? Well, we know Trevor's making hats on his Centro knitting machine. So what's everybody else doing? Yeah. I don't think Nathan's doing anything at the minute. He's been very slack lately in doing anything craft-wise. It's coming winter. You know, you're going to have to do something, yeah. Oh, you're going for the car boot in the morning. I never get to a car boot these days. I never get up early, you know. Oh, you're working hard on your tiny house. Oh, gosh. Have you got room for Chris in there as well? Because he's not getting on with this. You're knitting baby gifts. But you're going to frog. You get it pretty with crochet. I prefer to crochet, but I must admit that some baby things look nicer in knitting, don't they? Yeah. You're spinning some yarn. You're taking a break from crocheting your Lost Soul shawl. I've still got a virus shawl that's about 7/8 done. But I need to pick up and finish it. Oh, you're having your katsu curry, right? Okay, we'll see you in a bit then. See you in a bit, Trev. And you're putting the border on your blanket. All right. You're all busy bees. I'll still be knitting this flipping cardigan next week, Susan, I tell you. A lot of talking in our knit club and not a lot of knitting, really. Or not a lot of crochet. Oh, dear. You love the Lost Soul shawl. Is that sort of like skulls on it? Is that the kind of thing that Z would like? You know, Zelda 123. Is that the kind of thing that she would like? Yeah. I have watched a couple of hers. I'm trying vainly to try and watch people's videos, but I'm not doing very well. You're working on a poncho. You're caking up some yarn. I was talking to a lady today, and she's been making those what they call those, like hexagon. What do you call them? Campfire jackets. She's been making. You know, with the cakes that shade from one colour to another. Yeah, she's been making those. I don't think I'd manage that one with the skulls on it. I've not got the brain power for anything that's a bit complex these days. I'm going old and feeble in the brain department. I tend to stick to something dead plain now. Or something that I know I've done before and I can do it again. Yeah. It might not be bare, it might not be as hard as it looks, but when you You've got a limited capacity, you know. At one time, I would tackle any pattern, anything. I used to be the pattern solver. When people went wrong, they used to bring them into the shop and say, I don't understand this. And I was always the one who would read the pattern and say, oh, yes, this is where you're going wrong, blah, 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 blah. And I used to solve everybody's pattern problems when I was in the shop, but that was like about 30 years, about 20 years ago. So now the old brain. I think it's true, like if you don't use it, you lose it. It's like 20 years since I knitted an Aaron. So now the thought of all those cables going this way, that way, the other way, up, down, sideways, just puts me right off, yeah. And I think, no, life's too short. I never used to let a pattern beat me at one time. You know, I was like, I'll get the hang of this or it'll kill me, yeah. But now, if I don't like the way it's making up after a few rows, I think, no, life's too short. Sack it. Change it to something else. I've got a couple of patterns that I've looked at and I've looked at and I've looked at and decided that they're not for me. They're just not for me. Hey. Well, it's not been a bad day today. It's not actually rained. It rained overnight. But the sun, I think, is leaving us now. It's what, September now? Soon got to September, didn't it? Is it just me or has this year rolled round really quick? It has, honestly. Last time I looked, it was about May. And then you blink again. Dana's going to be on. She's giving out. Oh, my goodness me. I don't enter giveaways, Lou, when they're in America. I'll leave it to the Americans to have giveaways to the Americans. I had to stop doing giveaways. Because, having said that, Tracy from Crochet Rocks is doing a giveaway, but you have to be a subscriber. When I did my giveaway, subscribers I had no clue who they were came out of the woodwork and they won. And then I had to post these blooming things to America. And then, of course, these subscribers all disappeared. So I thought, no, not doing that again. Can't be doing with that. You know, subscribers who... Hello, Paul. You're all from PA? No idea where PA is. Is it America? Yeah, it really bugs me that people just join a giveaway just to grab what they can grab and then they just disappear. They're not true subscribers. They don't care. They don't care about the person doing the giving away, the person who's being generous enough to do the giveaway. They don't care about that. All they want to do is get the prize, don't they? And if they don't get it, then they leave. Or some people who don't win, they bitch about it. I should have won. I should have won. I've seen so many people bitching about it because they didn't win, you know, and I'm like, oh, hello. You know, the person didn't go, oh, yeah. You're going to bed, Susan, right? Okay, I hope you sell everything you're selling at your whatever, your car boot. Yeah, it's awful. USA in the north, right? Okay, I'm glad you explained that, Paul, because I'm in the UK and I'm terrible about geography, even in the UK. Hi, Carol. I know Tracy's from the Isle of Sheppey, and I'm like, where's the Isle of Sheppey? I had to look it up on Google. I have no clue. And I've lived here 76 years, and I have no idea where the Isle of Sheppey was. Yeah, you've always got these abbreviations and everybody knows what they are. You say to somebody, where do you live? And they say, wah, or whatever. And I'm like, well, where's that? You know, only people in America know the abbreviations. People over here, I've got a clue. I mean, TX, like Texas or something, you know. Sometimes you can hazard a guess, can't you? But most of the time, we haven't got a clue. I mean, over here, we don't have that, you know. We would say you live in Lancashire, you live in Yorkshire, you live in wherever. We don't have wah and ch and oh, you know. Oh, thank you, Carol. Yeah, we don't have those abbreviations, yeah. You know, we don't have that over here, Crystalline. We don't have it, yeah. You say the whole thing of where you come from, yeah. Charity's asking for beanies. Was it that bad, the video? Yeah. What bugs me is when people put their PayPal underneath and say, I would like some red heart yarn. And I'm like, stop begging, you know. Really bugs me that. You know, I'm sorry, but no. Yeah, you wouldn't know places in England, I understand that, but we wouldn't abbreviate it, if you know what I mean. Even though you don't know where it is, we would say Lancashire, we would say Yorkshire, yeah. No, even I don't know where WSM is, Nathan. I've not got a clue. And I'm from England, so I don't know, yeah. Oh, thanks. It's a dress, actually, Lulu. It's a dress. I won't stand up, but it is a dress. Oh, Western Supermare. No, you know, I would never know. I would have never guessed at Western Supermare. It's a shame. You see, it's the same for us, Crystal. If we wanted like Karen's sort of super soft, or we want Red Heart or anything like that, you know, you pay so many dollars for it. We pay like £8 for one little thing of Red Heart if we can get it. Yeah. You know, you'd laugh at the prices of our stuff. You know, I watch some of the videos, you know, when they go shopping in America and they go, oh, look at the price of that. It's $4.99 and it's a whopping big ball like that. $4.99. And I'm thinking that's about £3 to us. How cheap is that? If you watch a video, I know I keep mentioning her, but I do like her videos. Crochet Rocks. She went into Hobbycraft, which is the biggest store that, well, I don't have one, but it is. And the price of the wool, I was like, what? How much? Hey, Daniel. How are you doing? It's nearly time for you to do your show, isn't it? Yeah. Daniel's doing a wool show thing, whatever. A fair. What did you call it? A fair? What do you call it, Daniel? Where you're doing it. Come on, give it a plug on here. I shall allow you. Only joking. Yeah. He's going to be up there with his wool, and it's gorgeous, gorgeous wool. So, a festival in Perth. If anybody's in Scotland, you have to go and see Daniel. Yeah. Oh, Olivia Newton-John, it was such a shame, wasn't it? Such a shame. She was a good fighter, though. Yeah. Yeah, Daniel's wool is absolutely beautiful. Beautiful. So, if anybody's up in Scotland or can visit Perth, go and say hi to Daniel. Sorry, love, I can't do it. I haven't got a car. Otherwise, I would come and I'd cheer you on, yeah. Yeah. I think everybody knows Daniel, even in the US now, don't you? You're getting worldwide fame, Daniel, not just the US, UK, sorry. Yep. We all need Daniel to break into the US. Oh, I've got a knot. Oh, that is not nice. I'm going to have to cut my yarn because I don't like knots in the middle of a row. I don't know whether you all do that. Yeah, his yarn is. Should feel it. I could show it you, but I've wound it now. It's not in a hank anymore. But obviously you can't feel it, can you, through the screen? It is beautiful, yeah. He is a superstar. Yes, he is. Definitely, you're a superstar, Daniel. And I hope you take lots of videos, or if you can't do the videos, because obviously you'll be doing the selling, won't you, hopefully? Get somebody else to give us a little video while you're there. Or try to do a video before the public come in. So you can show your stall off on your videos, yeah. Because we all like to look even if we can't get there, don't we? I've got to cut my knots out. I can't duel with them. No, I would undo a row rather than put a knot in it, yeah. I have, on occasion, done knots in the middle of the row, but it's only when I'm desperately running out of yarn. You know, when you're really trying to squeak every last inch out of your yarn, you know you're going to run out like, ooh. And I don't like those knots they do because I don't trust them. You know, when you see these people who make these massive big balls with all the oddments and they say, oh, you do the special knot or something. Mine would come undone, and I know they would. My mother used to work in the cotton mills, and she could do a knot like nobody could. It was absolutely invisible when my mother did a knot. And I can't tell you the number of times she showed me how to do it. And she would show me and show me, and I think, I've got it now, I've got it now. And then I would do it like that, and then I would go and I finish it with 2 pieces. Yeah. So I would never just crochet because I know it would fall apart. And I don't like where they felt it together like that and rub it together because it only works if it's pure wool. It does not work if it's not pure wool. Yeah. Yeah. No, I darn everything in. I try not to have a knot in the middle of a row. And then I have to darn everything in. Yeah. Even on granny squares. You know, I'm a nightmare with my granny squares because I've got all these tails hanging out. Mainly, I watched a lady, she's called Megan Porter. She's called Doodies or something, Doodies Crochet. She's the same as me. She has all these long lengths hanging out. And I thought, somebody else who doesn't crochet over their ends, yeah. No matter how hard I try, sewing ends in and that. You know, I went out the other day and somebody said, oh, I've got a needle here. Can you fix your shoulder? And I'm like, what? And when I looked, I've got this poking up. She said, take your cardigan off. I've got a needle. You can sew it in. So I was there at Knit Club sewing the end in my cardigan. Oh, dear. It must be nice to be perfect and do everything right. You know, do you ever watch some of these videos for crochet or knitting and feel totally inadequate? You know, you think, oh yeah, I'm an okay crocheter. It's not bad. My crochet is not bad. And then I switch on randomly something that comes up on YouTube and I think, oh my God. You know, mine's rubbish compared with theirs. You know, the ones who do the fine, intricate shawls, you know. Manny Ephraim was as bad. Ephraim would be knitting this sweater with a million patterns on it like that. And we'd say, what pattern are you doing? He said, oh, no, I've just thought it up as I was going along. And okay. And my friend Sue in Scotland, she's the same. She looks at Pinterest, you know, with no pattern, no instructions, nothing. She just looks at Pinterest. And then she used to bring this piece of crochet and it was like every which way. And I'm like, what are you making? And she'll say, well, I've got to fold this over there like that and fold that over there. Then you'll see what I'm doing. And I'm like, no. And then eventually, she'd finish it and she'd bring it. And I go, I see where you're going now, yeah. You tried it once. Oh, dear. It didn't work. No, not in it. It just didn't work for me. Ephraim, he came on the other few weeks ago. He just popped on. Didn't stay long. He just popped in and said hello, yeah. No, he's not made a video forever and a day, Ephraim. When I asked him, he said he was only crocheting doilies or mats or something. He wasn't doing much at all. Now, that is something I cannot do. I can't. I think we went into this last week. I can't grip tiny hooks. Yeah. Have you finished your steak now, Chris? Have you finished eating it? Was it good? Oh, no, you had your steak, didn't you? You'd finished it before you came on. I'm getting confused. When you get to my age, you do get confused a lot, yeah. Oh, gosh, I think I missed it. I think it's 10. Oh, I hate doing bobbly wool. I can't count. 2, 4, 6. Yes, it's definitely 10. See, it's all so bobbly you can't count, yeah. Now, steak has to be really tip-top, and it's such a price these days, isn't it, steak? I love it. They don't do the wool anymore. It's called moiselle, Wendy moiselle. Look at the colours. It's got ribbon in it. It's got silky bits in it. It's got fluffy bits in it. Sadly, they don't do it anymore. I think I bought this on eBay. Or I might have got it from... Kemp's used to do a lot of, the sell-out yarn, yeah. You finished it in clarified butter and rosemary? Oh, no, not rosemary, no. I only like a bit of rosemary if it's lamb. Clarified butter, yeah, that's fine. Yeah. Yeah, there used to be a shop called Kemp's. Well, it's still there, actually. But they used to do some fantastic bargains. They used to buy up, the end lots and job lots of what, the yarn companies had left over and sell them off quite cheaply. And I used to be always on there buying. But they don't seem to have had any bargains recently, which is fortunate because otherwise I might be tempted, yeah. Yeah, tiny hooks, I know. I got a collection of really tiny hooks. They were going a little bit rusty, actually, but I donated them to a guy who did, he did really fine crochet. And he said, oh, don't worry about it. I'll rub them with an emery paper. They'll be as good as new, I inherited those. There were lots. They were in a big case. I sent him the case and everything that was in it. Yeah. It was when I was moving, I was getting rid of everything. And I sent him all my tiny, tiny little balls of crochet cotton that I'd had forever and a day. I sent him all those because I knew he'd use them and I wouldn't, yeah. I'm making a very, very ancient cardigan, Carol. I made it first when I was at school, when I was about 16 or 17. And I've made it many times again because I love my vintage patterns. I think I'm stuck in the whatever it is, the 40s with my patterns. I love it when people put things on Facebook with really dresses like I used to wear when I was like 17, 18. What I call feminine dresses, big skirts and wide belts, and they always had heels on and the hair was always nice. But that's what we used to be like. I'm not bragging or anything. You know, I'm not saying, oh, I was beautiful, but I used to dress nice. And we all used to get dressed up to go out. The clothes we used to go out in were not the clothes we would go in shopping in, you know. There was a distinction between the two lots of clothes, yeah. Whereas now, you know, when people are going out at night, they look like tramps, don't they, some of them? Gypsies, tramps and thieves, yeah. And a couple of harlots thrown in the middle, yeah. We were discussing that the other day. And one woman was arguing me out. She was saying, like, you know, women should be treated like women no matter what they're wearing. And I'm like, well, you know, they ask for it if they go out wearing half of a, whatever, half a top, half of a pair of shorts, you know. Men, when all's said and done, and when they've had a drink, they can't always control their emotions. I know it's wrong. Don't get me. I'm not condoning it. But they shouldn't egg them on, if you know what I mean. You know, be a bit more ladylike. Leave more to the imagination. Yeah. My first sewing machine was a treadle. You know, you treadle like that. Am I in London? No, I used to be in Manchester. I lived all my life more or less in Manchester, but now I'm in Fleetwood, by the sea. Not that far from Grotty Blackpool. Talking about Grotty Blackpool, they switched on the illuminations, which is the lights. It's famous for its lights, and Lawrence Llewellyn Bowen switched the lights on yesterday, yeah. Yeah, they don't wear dresses round here either, Chris. I do. I'm on my own. You know. I must admit, the older ladies, they do dress in like dress slacks or whatever. You know, you don't usually see them in sweatpants and PJs or anything like that once they get a little bit older. But some of the young ones, the sight you see with them, you don't have your gun, you know. Oh, yeah, I know what you mean, Carol, yeah. Who wants to see that? Cover them up, for goodness sake. We do not want to see your cheeky girls hanging out. They leave nothing to the imagination. Oh, somebody's sending me a message on Facebook saying they're trying to find me on eBay. The number of times I've put me link to me eBay, you know, still people can't find me. Hey ho, I shall answer later. Yeah. Setting a bit of biscuit. I mean, some of them, they're not only showing their back bum, they're showing their front bum as well, you know what I mean? Oh, I used to want to do that with, you know, that trend where all the lads were walking around with their underwear. You want to go up and go, and say, Amazon is fighting back against trolls. Well, I wish YouTube would fight back against trolls as well. I used to go to London, not a lot, but it is nice to go and see there's some beautiful sights in London. But I can't do it now. I just can't. I go everywhere by scooter, mobility scooter these days. So, you know, everything in London is like a fast pace. Everybody's in a rush. Everybody dashes everywhere. You know, I wouldn't be able to get on the tube because you have to go down escalators, which I couldn't do on a scooter, you know. I think they've got lifts as well, but it would be hard anyway. And all the places I want to see are always miles apart, you know, so I think London is off my list at the moment. If a miracle ever happens and I can walk miles again, not going to happen, then I would love to go. There's lots of places I would love to go to. I've seen very little of the UK, which is disgusting considering I live in it, yeah. When you're younger, you think you've got loads and loads of time. And then you're busy working, aren't you? In my case, 6 days a week I was working, so I never had any time to go anywhere. And then when you retire, of course, you don't have the money to go anywhere. And then, of course, my back injury hit me, and that was the end of that. Yeah. So my life is, I won't say it's full of regrets, but there are a lot of things that I regret not doing when I was younger. But it was never the time or the place. I never had the time because I was always busy working. I didn't have a 9 to 5 job, Monday to Friday, until I was in my late 50s. By then I was poverty stricken. End of a marriage, buying somebody out of a house. Oh gosh. Oh, thank you, Linda. We're a nice crowd on here. Nice little crew, yeah. Oh, somebody's coming down the stairs. I can hear them creaking. That's the only problem with this house. Everything creaks. Floorboards creak, all creaks. Everything creaks, yeah. We tried to fill in the creaky bits before we put the flooring down, but obviously things have dried out in the last couple of years and we're creaking again. Never mind. Yeah. The only place that used to creak in my old house was the landing. The landing used to creak like mad. But the thing was, the hot water pipes used to go underneath the landing, so it used to creak on its own, which used to scare people to death if they weren't used to it. I used to lie in bed, and it sounded for all the world like somebody was walking along the landing. But I knew that it was just the hot water pipes, like contracting or whatever, when you turn the heating off. And everybody's going, oh my God, I thought there was somebody in the house. And I'm like, no, it's just... And we had one door in the house that wouldn't stay shut. It was the way the house leaned. Every time you shut it, you walked around, it used to open again. Kelly used to jump out of his skin. And I used to say, and I used to make her worse by saying, come in. And she said, oh my God, you've got ghosts. I said, no, I haven't got ghosts. I said, it's just the door. It doesn't shut properly and the house leans. So the door just opens on its own, yeah. Hey. No, it wasn't Bob the ghost. It wasn't a ghost at all. It was just the door creaking and the landing creaking. The central heating pipes were underneath it, so that's what it was. But it did used to frighten other people. I never explained that to the people who bought the house. So I never explained to them about the door that opens on its own. I'll let them find out. Perhaps they think I'm haunting them. Or the creaking landing. I never told them about that bit. Oh, you remember the video when the door opened? And then somebody swore there was an orb going across me. I can't remember who it was. Somebody said there's an orb, keeps going past you. I said it's probably a reflection of something. I don't really believe in that sort of stuff. Although I was on here one night and there was definitely this orb thing went right across. Yeah. And somebody else saw it. I went, oh, what was that? Somebody else said, I just saw it as well. There's probably a logical explanation, isn't it? Yeah. Like you say, it's probably a reflection of something glittery. We went in a supposedly haunted house when we went to York, I think it was. And we all went in because we'd all gone on a mystery coach trip. So there was a load of us. We all, come on, let's go in this haunted house. The floorboards were moving like that, but you could hear the little engine, that was like moving. And he kept like wafting this musty smell And you knew for a fact it was like some little plug thing in the wall, somewhere like one of them, you know, and like groany noises and stuff. And I was laughing my head off all the way around it. I wasn't scared at all. I found it rather funny, actually. And people were going, did you hear that? And I'm like, it's a recording. There's a hidden speaker somewhere. They're having you on. You know, if it was real and there were ghosts, they wouldn't come out on cue, would they? You know what I mean? Yeah, it is just airflow, isn't it? Yeah. But like, you know, hundreds of whatever punters are ploughing through this haunted house all week long. You know, the ghosts wouldn't just come out on cue, would they? And the floor wouldn't just start creaking on cue, you know. Nah. You know, it's like when the rocking chair starts rocking on its own, somebody's probably got invisible thread on it or something like that. Anything to make a buck, you know what I mean? Go in the haunted house, it's dead scary. It wasn't. Not a bit. Yeah. There's no sign of any ghosts in here, by the way. That orb floating past was probably something reflecting. The other day I found a white feather in the middle of the lounge and I thought, oh, is that a sign of a visitation? And then I found out it was my cushion. My cushion was stuffed with feathers and it had a little hole in it. Hi, Donna. Yeah, my little poodle used to do that, yeah. My little poodle used to growl and go and follow somebody all across the room. An invisible somebody or other, yeah. Anyway, where have you been, Donna? You've not been on for ages. Where have you been? Have you been busy? We've got no cast tonight either, have we? She's probably got work tomorrow, Cass. She's probably tired. Oh, why do I always pick cardigans with very long ribs? Yeah. You're just trying to beat the heat up here. The virus shot from what's her face? Oh, Crystal. Oh, don't knock it if you've got heat. I mean, over here we're battling high energy bills here that are crippling everybody. So if you've got heat, you know, enjoy it while you've got it. Yeah. Oh, the new one. Oh, I haven't seen that. Yeah. I do watch her now and again, Crystal, but I don't even, I don't watch her all the time. I'm a poor one for watching videos. I'll hold my hand up. I miss a lot of people's videos because I'm just doing other things, you know. When I was in my other house and there was only me, I used to sit all day long, like crocheting and watching YouTubes and things. But now, oh no, I've got the time. Yeah. Hi, Connie. You're doing your first knitted jumper. Well done, Connie. Well done. Miguel, I haven't seen Miguel. I've heard from Miguel because he sent me a picture of his cat, but he hasn't been on earshot for weeks now. Yeah. And neither has Jill. Yeah. You're lurking, are you, Jane? Right. Okie dokie. Yeah. No, Miguel very rarely joins us anymore. He's probably doing his laundry or something. Jill's got her own lives, hasn't she? That's probably why she's not been on here. No, Miguel sent me a picture of his cat today, so he's still around somewhere. Yeah, he's around and about, isn't he, Bear? He's okay by the sound of it. He's just busy. It's like me with videos. People's lives, I mean, they're usually in the US and they're not usually at a time when I'm in or something like that, you know, or I'm usually doing something else when their lives are on. So that's why I miss everybody's lives. I don't think I've seen one live yet. I mean to, but they're just not at the right time of day for me. I go out a lot now in the day. And then at night time when I'm on, people are in the US are usually out all day. What am I doing? I'm knitting a cardigan. I'm just doing the ribbing. It's taking me forever and a day to do this. And I'm going to take a break and have some crisps or chips, as you want to call them in America. I want to crochet, but this wool didn't lend itself. It's thick and thin and it's got silky bits in and I tried crocheting it, it didn't look right at all. It looked too thick and chunky and it didn't look nice. So I unravelled it and started to knit it instead. Not all yarns are crochet friendly, I've found. I don't know whether you have or not, yeah. Yeah, I'm going to eat what they call lights. Snack right lights. They come from Aldi or Lidl or somewhere. Aldi. They come from Aldi. Well, once again, you know, you're buying a bag full of air. Why do they have such a big bag like that when there's only that many in it? Yeah. Oh, my needles are very, very old Aero, which you can't get anymore. My makeup matches my outfit. I've got green on you. Yeah, I like these. They're sort of a bit crinkly. You can see them a bit crinkly. That's a better one. Ready salted. I don't know what you call them in America. I know you call them chips, but I don't know what you would call something like that. Ridged chips. A bit crunchy. A bit hard on the old gums. I watched a program where they were making these things, and they put, is it carbon dioxide or something in them to stop them going moist or something? Is that their excuse for filling them with air? Yeah, I knitted the pocket. That's what it looks like when it's just done in stocking stitch. That's the pocket lining. I sort of watch a lot of them. You know, how do they make this type of videos, or how do they do this? I'm a weirdo. I love watching things like that. Or abandoned engineering. Or how do they transport a train by road? You know, and they put it on one of them great big lorries. They fascinate me because the wheels move on their own, don't they, at the back? And they go around corners. Programs like that. And yet I would not watch Love Island or I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here. I wouldn't watch them. 90 Day Fiance. Who the hell wants to watch that sort of stuff? Oh, that sounds too strong for me, Shad. A dark roast called Death Wish. Oh, shudder. Is that to revive you from your COVID? Shad's got COVID, by the way. He's not catching because he's on his own. He won't breathe on you, honest. That's the beauty of the internet. If I had COVID, I could still come on here and wave to you. Yeah, my friend's got COVID. I didn't go singing on Saturday, and it's a good job because I would have been sitting in my scooter next to her scooter. And she's come down with COVID and she doesn't know where she got it from, so she could have given it me. She's had all the jabs as well. She's had the 4 jabs, same as me. It's time for me flu jab as well. They sent me a memo, what we'd call them, a text message saying I had to book it, but I've forgotten all about it. I'm not due it yet anyway. I normally have my flu jab about October, November. It's only just September. I'm not having my flu jab now. Too early. No, it's Shad who's got the COVID, Jane. If I said Chris, I said it wrong. It's Shad who's got the COVID. If I said the wrong name, it's because I'm old and confused. It's a good excuse when you get older, isn't it? I'm a bit confused. Yeah, that's what I mean. Why are they asking me now, Shad? It's about a month ago since you sent me a message saying I was due a flu jab. I thought I'm not due a flu jab in August. I thought they lasted 12 months. Well, it's 12 months is about October, end of October. November. I managed to book a pedicure. My pedicurist, or whatever the name is, she's been off because the kids were off school. Anyway, she's back now. So my long Fu Manchu toenails will get cut now. They're painful because they're banging on my shoes. I could go to the chiropodist or the podiatrist, whatever you want to call them. But there's twice as much money. And all they do is cut your nails. They don't pamper. They don't rub your feet with cream and soak them and make them pretty and paint them. All he does is goes and charges me twice as much money. And you're in there about 2 seconds. I should have been a chiropodist. I think anybody's son is, or daughter is growing up these days, never mind them going into performing arts or the travel industry and that, tell them to be a plumber, you know, something like that, because my electrician, plumber, because they get the big money these days. My friend is a roofer. He calls it on the tools. They need more people on the tools. Try and get an electrician or a plumber. They charge you about £100 before they come over the doorstep. Has she now? You're right, Connie. I mean, they want to be TikTok stars and Instagram stars. That's not a trade. Who wants to look at them when they're old? They won't be TikTok stars when they've lost their beauty and lost their attraction, you know. We used to have university graduates coming in when I worked at the job centre. I used to dread it. They've got high opinions of themselves. They've got a degree in nothing. And they come in and they say they want a job for 30,000 a year. And I'm like, you're not going to get one. Media. I had one girl came in. She had a degree in Coronation Street. I'm like, what good's that going to do in real life? Coronation Street is a soap opera that'll be gone. How can you have a degree in Coronation Street? What good is that? She probably finished up working in McDonald's. Or tourism. That was another one. Hospitality and tourism. Yeah, hospitality. That means working in a hotel. Will you get 30,000 a year? No, you won't. Oh yeah, people do watch Corrie, Donna. But I mean, having a degree, a university degree in. Oh, it's been on as more than that, I think, Donna. More. I used to watch Coronation Street before I got married. And that was in 1968. It's done at least 50. I don't watch it anymore. The storylines are too far-fetched now. It's almost like they're outdoing each other, the soap operas that are on, to be as shocking as they can be. I mean, at one time, it was just like real life, without all these dramas and people dying and people stabbing each other and murdering each other. "1960, was it? There you go, Nathan. I knew somebody would know. I knew it had had its 50th ages ago. But it's not all the things that happen on Coronation Street, East Enders, or whatever, are not things that would happen in everyday life. You could live on a street for 20 years and nothing happened, you know? Oh, there was fires, there was trains crashing off the parapet, there was murders, there was all sorts of stuff going on. It's too much in one street. I tell you, if all that went on in my street, I'd move. No way would I stay if I lived in a street. Yeah, the train coming off the parapet and crashing into all the houses. Far-fetched. Far-fetched. Well, I quit years ago. I think Ina Sharples was still in the shrug. But I remember accidentally watching one where the guy got run over by a tram. Now, if you look on Blackpool, there is no way you'd get run over by a tram. They move like a snail's pace anyway, like that. They don't move fast at all. You've got plenty of room, plenty of time to get out of the way. You'd have to be unconscious and laying on the track. you know. And they blow their horn if anybody's anywhere near the track there. Yeah. There's no way anybody get run over by a blooming tram. Cars have got hit by trams because cars have accidentally gone onto the tram tracks, you know. But by and large, not people unless they're drunk and they wander off right in the path. But that bloke who died getting knocked down with a tram, that was too far-fetched for me. And then in the end, they were ones that drove the car into the canal, weren't there? And it was like every week there was something stupid on. I stopped watching. If you wonder what I'm watching, what I'm having, it's Dandelion and Burdock. Or as my son used to call it, Dandelion and Burp Dock. Because he said it made him burp, yeah. What have I got today? I don't even know what I've got today. I did have some chocolate somewhere, but I don't know where it's gone. Oh, here it is. I have got Marks & Spencer's gigantic mint buttons. And they are big. They remind me of a coat I had when I was about 17. And it had big metal buttons on, that big, 3 down the front. And I thought I was the bee's knees with that coat on. Did I think I was glamorous? I thought it was so good. I've not had the mint ones before. I've had the orange ones. They were nice. Oh, I'll be all right then. My blood sugar will go up because I'm eating chocolate. I've got a telephone consultation with my diabetes nurse on Monday. She won't get anywhere. She'll tell me if I don't behave, I'll be on insulin. And I'll be like, okay. Not with our dogs. Our dogs have a passion for gardening. I've got a hair in my mouth. But it usually involves two feet and a load of digging. My daughter-in-law, she tries, she buys plants, puts them in. Then she looks out and she goes, oh, there's a big hole. Rosie has tried to dig her way to Australia and she's dug up the new plant. I don't know why she bothers. She should get things like holly. You know, the dogs wouldn't want to go near a holly bush, would they? You think it was... Yeah, big buttons used to be all the rage. It would have been about 1965 or something like that. Oh, I'd be wearing a coat like that. My old ladies, when they used to come in my shop, no matter what colour of a cardigan, they always used to put white buttons on. You know the buttons they call a fisheye? They've got like a white plastic fisheye buttons. They used to put on everything. And I used to say to them, these pink buttons would look lovely on your pink cardigan. No, I'll have the white one. Oh yeah, poor Nathan is suffering at the moment. Oh, there's got quite a few YouTubes. You should have a look at that. I used to crochet buttons over the top of old buttons, or you can crochet them using curtain rings as well. You know, it's more like embroidery actually on a curtain ring. Oh, Sharon Lee is premiering in 30 minutes. How to crochet a simple coin purse. Don't want to know. Would have liked to have seen that. The wardrobe on your milk float. My people did that in those days. Used to hire a pony and trap. Oh, hi, how are you doing? Rob, isn't it? Rob, yeah. We've missed you. People have asked about you. Where were you? Where are you? And I go, I don't know. I do watch your channels, you know, but I don't always know who you're talking about. Sorry, Rob. I keep hoping one day there'll be a video of you actually on it, and then we can say, there's Rob. I have got your name right, isn't it? It is Rob. I'm glad you enjoyed your curry, Trev. Mm. Yeah, you have been missed, Rob. Have been missed. The last time I saw you was when something happened to my video and it just cut off and I had to stop and restart. And when I restarted, you weren't there. And that was the last time I saw you. And I thought, did you take it personally because I went off? But it was a technical hitch. Oh, God, you should have seen our milkman. He wouldn't have fathered any babies. I don't think even his wife's. No, what it is, it's my pattern. It's the pattern. My camera is on its way out, though. It just keeps not recording. I do a whole video sometimes and then I don't have anything. Oh, do you know we were talking about that earlier, Rob? People saying that they've been unsubscribed. Trev was saying, if you haven't watched a video for a little while, or if the person hasn't made a video for a little while, it unsubscribes people. Yeah, my friend was talking about that the other day. She's like 99.99. She can't get to the 10,000. And every time she gets near it, they take them off them again. Yeah. Hi, Denise. Say hello, Denise, to everybody. Hello, Denise. Yeah, being unsubbed. I mean, I think to myself sometimes, I haven't seen a video from so-and-so for ages. And then I find I'm not subbed to them anymore. Yeah. Yeah. Hi, Denise. How you doing? Hiya, Chris. Oh, our milkman. Oh, bless him. He was a lovely milkman. But he was literally like Ernie, you know, Benny Hill. He had the thick milk bottle. I don't know how he's sure to drive that little electric milk float. Yeah, the same thing happened, Rob. The same thing happened to my friend, Tracy. Every time she got to 10, she was down to 10, she was up to 10,000. They kept knocking her back down again. Oh, yeah. You've been to a yarn show. Was it any good? Mine's not till the 25th. We don't get many yarn shows in England anymore. I'd like to go to one of those, like the tent sales that they have them in America. tent sales, where you go and you get all this reduced stuff, all knocked down in price. Our yarn shows are the opposite. They all have hand-dyed stuff. Oh, you met Sonia? I've met Sonia, yeah. Yeah, there are. Very expensive. I'm going to one in Skipton in September. But I don't think I can afford to buy much there because it'd be all hand-dyed wool. You're talking between like £15 and £20 for a skein. And what can you do with a skein except make a pair of socks, yeah? Was there any reasonably priced things there, Denise? Or was it all too expensive? Yeah, Sonia. Yeah, Sonia Jones, yeah. I met her in person, actually, when she came up because I gave her all my knitting cones. Luckily, she had a great big hatchback car. Well, her husband was driving it. And we filled it all with cones. She took all my cones down. I gave them all to her. I don't know what she did with them all, but gave them all. She loaded up down the road. Sonia has managed to find a market where they managed to sell handmade things. She must live in the right area, yeah. Well, there was a lady earlier on talking about Stylecraft yarn, but she's in America and it's very expensive over there. About £15 to £20, isn't it, for a hand-dyed yarn skein? Yeah, she is a nice lady. But when she came, it was COVID, so she didn't come in. We did our conversation mostly outdoors and in the garage, keeping each other at distances. Because it was when COVID restrictions, and we shouldn't have been doing it, really, according to Boris, who was throwing his parties. So I didn't really have a good chat with her, really, because she was like over there and I was over here. And I was saying, go in there and get that back. Hi, Craft Angel. So it was like meeting at a distance with me, Sonia, and her husband, yeah. Yeah, it was worth a visit, though, because she went back with, an absolute carload of machine cones, yeah. A lady came and gave you 3 storage containers are full of yarn, yeah. Oh, they're inventing a new one, are they now? Yeah. My friend's got COVID. Luckily, I didn't see her on Saturday, otherwise I could have had it as well, because our scooters are usually sitting side by side while we're singing. So she could have breathed on me. Yeah. I've had my 4th jab, but it doesn't seem to make any difference. She's had her 4th jab as well, and she's still got it, yeah. So they're inventing a new one, are they now? What are they going to call it this time? Yeah. It's either that or they're frightening you with monkeypox, aren't they? What on earth is monkeypox? Yeah. Do you think we're getting more immune, hopefully? Or do you think it's losing its bite, yeah? Sorry, Jane, you're making me laugh with your craft angle. Your typo. Oh, dear. Yeah, there's a lady who advertises on Facebook that sells sells wool from her narrowboat. Yeah, I don't know where she is, mind you. Obviously she changes location. I've seen her advertise a few times. Yeah. Oh, thank you, Craft Angel. No, they're going to jab us until we die, Nathan. I think, you know. They're going to find an excuse to jab us. Hold your arm up. We're experimenting. We want to see what this one does. Yeah. Yeah. Sadly, it's the really poorly ones that get it, isn't it? Really, that it hits. My friend who's got COVID at the moment, she's not well anyway. You know, she has had major operations and she's got 2 bags and she gets fed with a pick line. So she isn't in good health anyway. Kelly made a video the other day explaining where she'd been. And Sue is fine, but she's looking after her next door neighbour, who is sadly not very well with cancer. So I haven't really spoken much to Sue because she's really busy. I mean, this lady is not well. We're talking like matter of time, yeah. So I haven't been bothering mithering her, you know, because I know she's busy. Oh, yeah, well, somebody's making a fortune out of the jabbing, aren't they? Yeah. All these Pfizers and what have you got's making fortunes. There's always somebody in it for money, isn't there? Yeah, Kelly made a video if you're interested. It's Kelly Robinson, I think she's got it under. Explaining, you know, about her getting a job and different things and stuff like that, yeah. It's not on her Crafted by Kelly. It's not on that one. It's on her other channel. Did you see Kelly's video? Yeah. Yeah. So she's not been doing any crocheting or knitting, according to her video. But she seems okay. Oh, I'll take my chances if I have to start paying for it, Rob. You've been making hats. Trevor's been making hats. He's got one of those Centro knitting machines, and he's been making hats, yeah. I haven't got my Addy out of its box since I moved here. When I get my craft room, tidy, it's getting there, getting there. There's no wool on the floor anymore. It's all on the shelves. All my surplus went on eBay, so it's all on the shelves. I want to have the table, you know, so that I can do like, well, when I say sewing, I'm not talking about sewing, I'm talking about repairs, yeah? General repairs and doing hems. I don't sew garments or anything like that. You know, I might repair a bag or repair a zip or something. But I want the table, you know, so I can put my knitting machine on it, my little round knitting machine, yeah? So I can use it in the shed. I don't want to bring it in here because I've got no table in here. Well, I've got a coffee table, but you can't go down, you know, bad back once I'm leaning over it. So it'll have to go on the table. Yeah. They're a bit of a nuisance, though, those little round knitting machines, because you really need a hole, you know, for your work to go down. You know, if you're on a table, like, it just hits the table, doesn't it, and whatever. So I will get around to doing some hats this winter when I get my craft room tidy. Oh, yeah, I haven't got 100 hats. No, I've got about 30 somewhere in the shed. I'm building up. I'm stockpiling. Hubbard's baked beans. I've not heard of those. Anybody in the UK heard of Hubbard's baked beans? I used to always put something in that box when I did the shopping, but I don't do the shopping now. So, but I always bought something, you know, like tea bags or coffee or something, or baked beans and things, and put them in the tin. You know, for the food banks. No, I've not heard of them actually, but I don't do the shopping anymore. So my son and daughter-in-law are the ones who have the car. I've only got my mobility scooter, so I only buy bits and bobs, you know, because I can just carry on a little shopping bag. You know, I buy the trimmy bits, the frippery bits, the bits I'm not supposed to have, like Marks and Spencer's gigantic mint buttons. Yeah, but being a diabetic, I'm not supposed to be having. So, you know, they don't let me loose in a food shop because I buy all the wrong things, yeah. But how many rows am I supposed to be doing? Does help if you put your glasses on, doesn't it? 21 I'm supposed to be doing. It's sad because a lot of the times it's people who are on the lower incomes and they're actually working that are having to use them. You know, not the people that you would think. You know, you tend to think of the homeless or the people on benefits having to use them, but I mean, a lot of the time, people who are actually working have got to use them now. You know, if you're on a low wage, you know, and you've got no way of, yeah. Yeah, thankfully, I've not had to use a food bank, but, you know, it's no shame. No shame. If you have to use them, you have to use them. I think they've reduced the sugar, Carol, in Heinz baked beans because they used to keep going on and on about how much sugar was in the Heinz baked beans. Yeah. Yeah, I was talking about that the other day, Craft Angel. I feel so sorry. You know, for the pensioners who only have, you know, a basic pension, they don't have anything else. And they're estimating what the average household fuel bill will be. And it's more than what a pensioner gets in a year. You know, maybe I should sit on the seafront and try and sell my crochet as people pass by. But they usually whiz by on electric bikes, so you know, I don't think I'd have much trade. Yeah, I mean, I'm fortunate now in the way that I live with my family now. Yeah. Um, and I do have a little bit more extra money coming in from my mobility allowance. But I mean, people, there are lots and lots of pensioners. And also this rise that these pensioners have been, it's been in the paper, oh, the pensioners are going to get this rise. Anybody who claimed the pension before 2008, I think it is, doesn't get it. It's only the younger ones, pensioners but younger, yeah, that are getting this big rise. So, I mean, it's not fair, is it? Because the older people, they are paying the same amount of money for their gas, electric, and food. But just because they happen to claim their pension before 2008 doesn't mean they're any less needy. It's not right. I think it should be one price for all. You know, if it's going to be a pension, it should be one price for everybody, not to be discriminating. Oh, well, because you claimed it before 2008, you didn't pay enough in and all that jazz. It should be open to everybody. You cannot give. Oh, God, yeah, it's 67 or something now, Donna. 67. I'm glad I retired at 60. I was one of the last ones that could retire at 60. I had to do it with ill health anyway. I couldn't have carried on. But now, I couldn't have worked till I was 67. Absolutely not. But that would have meant I would be on sickness benefit, and it's rubbish, yeah. Well, they want you to work till you die so you don't have to claim anything, don't they? Which is all wrong. Yeah. No, I mean, a lot of men have. I mean, I want to know what happens to the money that people paid in, the ones who actually die before they get to draw a pension. Yeah. Surely that could go to the people who they say aren't having these rises, you know? They must have a pot of money of people that haven't lived long enough to claim it. You know, where does that money go? The government, the politicians, they don't starve, do they? They've got fabulous wages. They're not bothered about the heating crisis. They've got plenty of money to pay it. And they have expenses, don't they, and everything. Oh, there's always somebody up there, isn't there? Somebody higher up that's grabbing. It's true, isn't it? The rich get rich and the poor get poorer. It's going to be back to the like depression again in a bit. You know, where people just don't have anything. I mean, my son spent all afternoon making a log shield thing. We're going to be collecting logs from now until the winter. Yeah. Oh, the energy price rises are ridiculous, and they're talking about them going up again in October. But what they're saying is like the average family energy bill is so much, which is more than a pensioner gets all year. Yeah. So how do they expect somebody to live? You know, older people need the heat. Older people need to stay warm. I mean, I'm already looking at sleeping bags and fleeces and, you know, things like that. We're switching everything off at night. So, like, you know, things that are on standby that are using so much electric. You know, we're already trying to think of ways to save. You know, thinking of buying an air fryer instead of switching the electric oven on, you know. Oh, God, the workhouses will be there soon. Is that what they want, though, to kill all the old people off? You know, they're going to get hypothermia and all die or something. It's just not right. It's not. It's inequality. My dad worked until he was, yeah. Oh, there's got to be. They've got to do something, and yet they're all faffing about and nobody's doing anything. They're all talking about maybe there will be. Yeah, they killed people off with the COVID, didn't they? Well, you know, normally you leave things on standby, yeah. There's no justification, Rob, you're right. There's none at all. You know, the fat cats at the top are getting, they're not going to be cold this winter, are they? I said to my son, we live near the coast, you know, we live right next to the sea, so let's get a windmill. Oh, but I don't know who we're going to get in power. Richie Sunak, he's got enough money to buy England, and that woman doesn't seem to have much clue. So God knows what we're going to get. Yeah. Yeah, the government money shouldn't be going to the fat cat, should it? You know. I don't know who's going to be in, as long as it's not Trump. The ginger minger. I think you've had enough of him. Go fishing for the dinner. Do you know, I watched the fishermen. They're always on the seafront fishing. And I've never seen anyone catching anything. I said to one guy, do you ever catch anything? He said, occasionally, he said, but it gets me away from the missus and the nagging. Oh, I would love him to get arrested. He won't. He'd riddle out of it somehow. Yeah, we're thinking of getting an air fryer. My friend's got one that it's like a pressure cooker, air fryer, slow cooker all in one. I don't mind stews anyway. I don't mind tater ash and stuff like that. If you don't know what tater ash is in America, it's corned beef and potatoes, onions, and carrots, and that. You put them all together and make a stew. I'd have corned beef hash any day of the week, yeah. I love it. I used to make chicken stew, with the cheapest of the chicken cuts, like the thighs and the bits that people don't buy. I used to buy those and, make chicken stew. It used to last me about 2 or 3 days. People are going to have to do that. Yeah, chips and gravy. Not very good for my diet, though, is it, Rob? But, people are having to go back to the old ways of cooking like we used to do in the old days. Harking back to like the years of the Depression when people had to make things out of nothing. Hi, Tracy. How are you? Yeah, we'll be using our slow cooker more. Steak and kidney pot. Yeah, even going to the chip shop is expensive these days, Fish and chips and that's about £7, isn't it now? What's in cowboy casserole? Fresh air. We're seriously thinking about buying an air fryer. I know it's a lot of investment, but it'd be worth it in the long run, won't it? Because they take pennies to run, don't they, an air fryer? My friend swears by them. She can make things in a few minutes, but would take ages in the in the ordinary cooker. Cod and chips is a tenner down there. Oh gosh, I think it's about £7 something up here. But we are in Fleetwood, the home of the fishing industry, where there's no fishers left. Yeah. Oh, the fuel, it's awful, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah, my friend does. She makes everything. It's a combo. It's an air fryer, pressure cooker, and what else? Slow oven, slow cooker. She's got one, a Ninja or something, and she uses hers all the time. Could I fish? I would have to get a fishing permit. I would have to buy a rod, and I don't think I would catch anything because it's the sea. And like I said, loads of fishermen all along the banking, but I never see them catching anything. Never. So I think they just go there to get away from the wife. Yeah. I mean, the guy did say he did occasionally catch something, but I've done 21 rows in rib. Have I done 21 rows in rib? Yes, I have. Oh, well, thanks for popping in, Rob. It's lovely to see you. I did wonder where you was. And every time I looked at your channel, you were talking about somebody else. Bye, Rob. Oh, don't talk to me about cakes, Chris. I'm a diabetic. I'm not supposed to be having anything like that. You could see me sat with a fishing rod. No. You could see me sat with my crochet looking at a fishing rod, yeah. Oh, my son works part-time at Iceland. Maybe he can get one on his discount card. Oh, I'll tell him that. Right, I can't see a thing without my glasses on. My glasses are over there. No, it's not a warehouse. It's mostly selling frozen food. There's like rows and rows and rows of freezers. They do sell some fresh food, but they mostly sell frozen food. Yeah. Right, 16, mate, one knit two together, rib to the end. I think I can do that. Oh, gosh. I think maybe it's time for me to stop knitting now. I'm getting a bit confused. Yeah, that's good, yeah. We'll have to try and get one. I'm sure we are going to get one. It's just a matter of when. Yeah. But we've been building a, well, I haven't been building it. My son's been building a wood shelter, you know, in just behind the gate. So we're going to start collecting. They sell like wood in bags, you know, ready for the fire. So every time I go down to, there's a big place called B&M that sells these bags of, like, I don't know what you call them, the dried wood stuff. So I'm going to start getting a bag every time I go down to Cleveland's. Put it in the woodshed, yeah. So that we have a stockpile ready for when the winter comes, yeah. Oh, that'd be nice. My son will like that if he's getting a rise. He only works part-time, though. He doesn't want to work weekends because they've got the camper van, so they want to go out and about with the dogs now, yeah. Well, we're a family of 3, so they probably will get a bigger one, yeah. 2, 4, 6, 8. Who do we appreciate? 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Yeah, I think my daughter-in-law's going to Costco. Her daughter, my step-granddaughter's got a Costco card, so I think they're going there next week. Oh, I don't go there. She does the cooking. I don't start sticking my oar in about what she should buy, you know. Yeah, I used to use my slow cooker a lot especially when I was working. I used to put things in the morning before I went to work, and then of course there was always something there. Wendy Morris Perm sent me a friend's request. I don't know who that is. Why have I suddenly started doing ribbing when I'm supposed to be knitting in the back of the stitch? Oh, Janet, concentrate. I know it's the last row I'm doing, but it will show. Right, back. Oh, I won't be going in Costco, so I won't be going with them. She's going with her daughter, my daughter-in-law. We're a mixed family, or I should say a incorporated, merged family, whatever. You're a data analyst, but you don't knit. Well, that's fine. We don't mind people who don't knit, as long as they're not trolls, yeah. We had a spate where we got a lot of gamers in. You know, young gamers being silly, but thankfully, touching wood, they seem to have gone off us a bit. No, we don't mind people who don't knit. A blended family, that's it, yeah. My son married into a family. So my grandchildren are step-grandchildren, if you know what I mean. No, he just does home deliveries. He does home deliveries 2 or 3 days a week, Nathan. He doesn't actually work in the store itself, no. He just has a van. A man with a van. Oh, that sounds too intelligent for me. I don't think I'd understand that. I'm a bit dumb. You know, I don't mind admitting it, I'm a bit dumb. I never used to be dumb. But I think I've gained a degree in dumbness as I've got older. I'm giving up now because I've done my ribbing and I can't concentrate anymore. So I'm giving up. I have to put everything away in a bag due to the fact that our lovely Rosie, our rescue dog, has got a passion for wool. And when she finds any, she drags it all around the garden. So it doesn't look quite the same when it's covered in grass bits. And I have to start rewinding it and pulling bits of grass out of it. I know it washes out, but it's not the same, is it? So I've got a nice bag that came from Shine or Shein or whatever you want to call it. It's got a nice little zip on it. So that's where I keep everything, away from the dreaded Rosie. The little one, Farticus, that's not her real name, she doesn't bother with wool. They got wood bits today and took them upstairs. My son and daughter-in-law live upstairs. And my son shouted down, Trish, Trish, you better come up here. She said, why? He said, chipmunks have been on our bed. They'd got bits of wood and they'd shredded them all over their bed. They're such sweet dogs. But I call her Farticus because she's called Trixie, actually, Trixie Bell. But she has got an evil bottom. Yeah, evil. She's a French bulldog. And everybody who's got one says the same thing. You know, they can clear a room. You know, it's really rank. It's really bad. So when I looked after her and she slept on the bed with me, I called her Farticus. Oh, look, I've gone all blurred. Oh, I'm back again. So that's what I'm calling her now, Farticus. Yeah. Craft Hinge. I've never heard of that, Jane. Craft Hinge. Is it Hinge? Hinge. I don't know how you pronounce that bit. Hinge. When I worked at Asda part-time, you had to work there about 16 weeks or something before they gave you a discount card. A bit tight at Asda they were. That's Asda Walmart if you're in America. But at Christmas, you're only supposed to use it for yourself. So when I was buying all this stuff at Christmas, they're going, I said, oh, I'm having a big Christmas party. All my relatives are coming. They weren't. I was buying it for other people. But you're only supposed to use it for yourself. A special needs specialist at a fund, he's not going to get much money then if he's working in the UK. He'll be needing his money for, you'll be sending him food parcels. Otherwise he won't be paying his electric bill, unless they pay it for him. I know. They need to save enough, yeah. They'll need it. They moved from Hong Kong. Woo! People say that to me. You moved to Fleetwood. Why? And these are like the people who live here. Why did you come to Fleetwood? Because it seemed like a good idea at the time. Not Birmingham, Alabama. It tickles me how they pronounce it in America. It's Birmingham. It's Birmingham here, or Brum. Yeah. If you come from Birmingham in England, you're called a Brummie. You come from Brum. And they have got the strangest accent. It'll take him all his time to understand them because they have got a really strong accent from Brum. Ozzy Osbourne, man. I'm just trying to think who else is from Brum. Who else is from Birmingham? Lenny Henry. Lenny Henry is. Or Dudley. I think that's where Lenny Henry's from, isn't it? Dudley. I love the accent, no, and I love the accent from, um, South Shields and places like that. The Tyne, Northumberland Tyne, yeah, the Geordie. Yeah, I love the Geordie accent. When I think about it, Miguel cannot understand Sue, and Sue's got a northern accent. He'd have no chance with anybody that was from Birmingham or the northeast. And I wonder how he'd get on with the Scottish accent, a bit like Billy Connolly. You live in Newcastle. I think the accent is great. Well, he's from the Black Country. I thought he was from Dudley. Oh, bye, Chris. Kelly's accent is Bolton, I think, with a bit of Mancunian thrown in. Sue is, where's she from? I think originally she's Bolton or Blackburn, somewhere up that way. She's very, very Lancastrian, Sue, even though she's up in Scotland now. I had a really, really strong accent because I come from Oldham, which, is like a Towdom, Where's the been lass? Has there been courting? I mean, yeah, Oldham. Oldham, where people like Bernard Cribbins come from, Dora Bryan, Eric Sykes. We have a lot of people that came from Oldham, or come from Oldham, yeah. When I moved to Prestwich at first, nobody could understand me at all. I had a very, very thick Oldham accent. And Oldham, yeah, it's kind of been taken over a bit by our coloured brethren. Peter Kay is Bolton. Yeah, he's Bolton. Definitely Bolton. He used to come in my Asda when I was working at Asda. He's a lovely, lovely guy. He really is. He's so down to earth, and he speaks to everybody that speaks to him. He's not one of these, don't talk to me, I'm famous. He's not one of them. He's lovely. Some people get a bit above themselves. Les Dawson used to be the same. Les Dawson would talk to anybody and everybody. He was great. He never had any airs and graces either. But you get some wannabes, don't you? Don't talk to me, I'm so famous. I can't be bothered signing an autograph because I'm too famous, Nah. It's like when I spoke to Les Dawson, he said, you've got to remember people when you're on the way up because you'll meet them on the way down again. And if you're not nice to them, they'll soon forget you. And then you'll be a nobody and nobody wants your autograph, Yeah, Jane Horrocks is more from, Rottenstall, Bolton area. Yeah. Yeah, Jane Horrocks, yeah. Yeah, I watched her on Who Do You Think You Are? She was on. I love watching that. The other week it was Ralph Little. And funny enough, his granddad and his grandma used to work at Prestwich Hospital, which was just around the corner from where I used to live when I lived in Prestwich. It's a big mental hospital. Or it was. It's not now these days because people have been farmed out into the community. But when I first moved around there, it was a huge mental hospital. People in there that shouldn't have been there, People in there that have been there for donkey's years. They shouldn't have been in at all. But it was massive. Well, that's where his grandma and granddad used to work there, yeah. Yeah, she played Bubble on Absolutely Fabulous. Yeah. I used to love that one who sadly passed away, the one that was on the Vicar of Dibley. You know, the one at she was funny. Alice, yeah. Can't remember her real name, but sadly she passed away. Quite young, really. Yeah, Alice Tinker, that was the one. When she never got the jokes, yeah. Yeah, I was quite upset when she passed away. She was quite young, wasn't she? Oh, I like you, McGregor. Yeah, some famous people are not nice. They forget. They forget, don't they, that the public put them there. You know, and they get their airs and graces, don't they? I mean, if you're not nice to the people, your fans, the people who pay your wages, if you're not nice to them, you know, eventually they'd stop going to see you, wouldn't they, if you were a famous singer or actor or whatever. You know, I believe some actors were dreadful off camera, you know. And you think, oh, God, they play such nice roles on the TV or the cinema or something. And I believe they're really nasty pasties when you get them off camera, yeah. Seattle Popcorn. Was it Seattle that used to film Frasier? Or am I getting that mixed up? Oh, Carolina Hearn, yeah, she died far too young, didn't she, as well? Yeah. Was it Grey's Anatomy? Where was Frasier? I thought that was Seattle, when he used to do the radio show. Hi, Bev B. Hi there. Oh, Jeremy Kyle was yeah, I believe it. I never met him, but I believe he was horrible. My friend went to one of his live shows, and he was really nasty. He deserved to get bounced out, yeah. He used to stir people up, make things worse than what they were. Yeah, Fraser. Always seemed to be bad weather on his films, didn't it? Always seemed to be blizzards and cold and snow. I got this vision of Seattle being a really cold place. It's like Seta, who lives up in Alaska, is it? I'm thinking, why would she want to go to live in Alaska? She used to live in somewhere where it was hot, didn't she? Here by the sea, we don't get extremes of weather. We don't get the heat. Like when everybody else had a heat wave, we didn't get it. It was warm, it was hot, but it wasn't a heat wave. But yeah, in the winter, we don't get snow because I'm very close to the sea. I can almost touch the sea from where I am. We get the wind, we get the chilly winds. It's windy all the time up on the seafront. That's why I want a scooter with a visor, because I'm sick of getting wet and blown away. But we don't get the snow or the frost or the extremes, you know. But like we didn't get the heat wave when everybody was passing out down south getting 90 odd degrees. We weren't getting it here. We got to about 80, I think. But the sea breeze just takes the heat out of everything. You know, if it was too hot here in the garden, you went up on the seafront and you got you get blown away. You practically had to put your cardigan on. You can always tell the natives here, they honestly, I'm not being racist here, but they look like Pakistanis. They are so brown, the people who've lived here. Because they just walk up and down the seafront in t-shirts and shorts, even in the middle of winter. They hardly breed up here, the people who were born in Fleetwood. And they're such a dark colour. You know, it's I've got what I call weathered. Oh, night, Denise. I'm glad you enjoyed your trip out to the wool, whatever it was, the wool place. I'm glad it wasn't all expensive stuff. You'll have to do a video showing us what you bought. Yeah, I'm taking my belt off. It's digging in me. Those chocolate buttons have gone to my waistline. Yeah, we need to do a video, Denise. I should be looking for it, showing me what you bought. Yeah, I don't want to wait a month. I know you said you were going to do monthly ones, but I don't want to wait a month to find out what you bought. Yeah, Denise was talking about altering the way it'll be on your vlog. Why are you saying that, Tracy? No Indians and Muslims. I'm only talking about the colour. Oh, you're talking about Asians in the UK. To me, Asian means Chinese, Japanese, Korean, Filipino. But we have to call everybody Asian here. So it's a bit difficult to differentiate between the different people if everybody's got to be called Asian. Because you don't really say Asian, Chinese, Asian, Japanese, Asian, Pakistani, Asian, Indian. You know, it's a bit... You can't lump them all under one banner, can you? Yeah. Oh, yeah, of course we have. The £20 kettle that's going to save us £10 a year. Yeah, right. He's a Dumbo. The main thing is just to boil what you need, not fill the blooming kettle up every time you want a mug full, yeah. Oh, you're answering Pacific, yeah. It is difficult though. What you hate to be calling people the wrong name, don't you? You know, you hate to describe people by the wrong names, yeah. So much PC these days, you get in trouble for everything, don't you? And you don't mean it. You know, you say something and you don't mean it in a racist manner, but you just say something and everybody's going, oh, you can't say that. Oh, I bet Boris has never been in the kitchen yet. He wouldn't know how to do it. No, you just put enough in your kettle for what you need. Don't fill it up to the top and then keep boiling it and boiling it and boiling it. You boil the hell out of the water then, yeah. It's like the people who've got loads of money telling the poorer people how they should be eating and how they should be spending their money. And you're like, you try managing on it, mate. I mean, they do these stupid things, don't they, where we have managed off a pensioner's money for a week. Yeah, but that's not clothes, replacing things. That's just, you're just living on it for a week. And you think that that's enough, but you're not buying anything else. You know, you're not looking at the long run when somebody's fridge breaks down and somebody's washer breaks down. You know, you're not looking at it that way. They're going out there saying, oh, look, I've got so much, I can make it last. I can spend so much a day on my dinners. And it's lasted me. I put enough money in the electric and it's lasted me. Yeah. But what happens when you need new shoes? What happens when you need a new kettle, a new washer, a new whatever? They don't think about that. They're so used to having millions in the bank, aren't they? They don't think about this thing. All the kids are in private school, designer trainers and all that. They don't know what it's like. You know, they don't, honestly. You know, they should live off it for 6 months or a year, not a week. And everything tends to break down at once, doesn't it? Have you never noticed? You get 3 things, don't you? Yeah, but if they do manage to do it, Tracy, they can do it for a week. But they're not buying any big items, are they? They're not sending their kid to school and having to buy all a complete school uniform, you know? Where, then they don't do it properly, do they? They say, oh, yes, I can make meals out of so much, you know? Yeah. Oh, God, yeah. They're saying, oh, we should do our bit for ecology. We should do our bit for that. And then they fly off in a jumbo jet, don't they, or a private one. And you're like, oh, really? You're really helping the environment, aren't you? Yeah, they should make them swap their income for 3 months, yeah. Oh, thank you, Laurie. It's like Marie Antoinette, isn't it? They can't afford bread, let them eat cake. That's that dumb mentality, isn't it? They're there, aren't they, with the avocado and egg on toast every morning. They don't know about the poor sods who've got to eat budget cornflakes, do they? And cheap milk. Admittedly, there are a lot of low-income families who haven't got a clue. You see them on the TV and you think you haven't got a clue, have you? You don't know how to feed your kids a nice, nutritious meal that's cheap. You don't know. You're grumbling because you can't afford McDonald's. Hey, your kids don't need to go to McDonald's. Get them something. Get them beans on toast. Get them an egg on toast. Something like that's nutritious. Get them a baked potato with some cheese or something, yeah? But they don't know how to budget. A lot of families do not know. They've no clue, yeah. Yeah, then they moan because they can't afford a Big Mac and that. Well, you don't need a Big Mac. It's a treat, isn't it? Fast food is a treat. It's not an everyday occurrence. I used to talk to a lady in America, and every single day she was ordering something in, a pizza, whatever. And I'm like, do you never cook? Do you never make anything in the house? And she's like, And yet she was moaning she never had any money and stuff like that. And yet she ate out almost every single day. I don't know why she bothered having an oven because she never used it. Yeah. Oh, oh God, lottery tickets. And they always have a great big 52-inch television. Have you noticed? They sat there with a ciggy out there in a can and a 52-inch telly saying they can't afford to feed the kids, yeah. And that makes me angry. That makes me angry. People who really, really are struggling, and you can see that they're struggling and they're doing their best. But the ones who sit there, like you say, with cigarettes in the hand, beer in the hand, big massive televisions, saying they can't afford the kids, and I'm like, no, no, no. If you really loved your kids, you would stop smoking. You wouldn't be drinking. You would be seeing to your kids first. You would put your children first, not you. Yeah. It's yeah, but I mean, you are trying, Donna. But if you had young children, you would put them before everything else. I would have. My child always got shoes when I didn't. Yeah. Yeah, I can't understand the US putting everything in the tumble dryer. Everything goes in the tumble dryer. There's a washing line outside. There's sunshine. You're living in Texas where there's sun or something like that. Why don't you put the clothes outside? They dry in 5 minutes. Why do you put your tumble dryer on? And they're like, you put them outside. Oh no, I couldn't do that. Yeah. Yeah, well, when I was first married, we had no money at all. But I always made sure my son had food, you know. I would make do with a slice of toast, myself. But I always made sure he had nutritious food, and I always made sure he had shoes, because the feet grow, don't they? Always made sure he had decent shoes to his feet. I was like ragbag. I was like second down rows, me, but I used to knit and crochet and do everything to earn a few, to eke out the housekeeping, to get extras like his shoes and stuff. But everybody today is like, poor me, I'm so hard done to. They don't want to work for their money. They don't want to skivvy around and get extra money from here, there, and everywhere by doing something. They like to sit on their backside, don't they, watching soap operas with a ciggy and talking away to their friends on the internet all day long. Yeah. You're heading out, are you? Bye, Pacific State Northwest. It's a sad world that, to me, a lot of people think that they're entitled to a lot more than what they are. They should have lived through. You can't tell me your name yet. All right, we'll just call you Thingy. Goodbye, Thingy. Or Thing. Is it that Thing? Or was it It? On the Addams Family? No, It was the one with the hair, wasn't it? Thing, was that the hand? Can't think. Shall we call you It or shall we call you Thing? Oh, that's ridiculous, not being able to put your washing on there. I'd put it somewhere where it wasn't visible. I'd have it spread out on sun lounges. Yeah, Thingamy-bob. Yeah, we'll call you Thingamy-bob. Oh, I would dry my clothes outside come hell or high water. Maybe you can't have a washing line, but you can dry it outside. Just put it on the sun lounge and pretend it's a towel. I did that one time when we first moved here and we didn't have the washing line. I had it dripped everywhere. My daughter-in-law was horrified. She soon got me a washing line. Yeah, you can hang it somewhere just inside your window or somewhere where people wouldn't see it, but the sun could still get it, couldn't you? It probably means you can't have a washing line or you can't have a whirligig. But I think it's a silly thing, that, yeah. Oh, I'd have to have an area that I put out and brought in or something. Yeah, I've got a clothes area. I put it in the conservatory. And I'll tell you what, if the log fire's on in the winter, my clothes area will be coming in here because I'll be drying my clothes come hell or high water. We don't have many visitors. I don't care if people see me smalls. As my mother would say, they're clean and paid for. So, what's the worry? Yeah. Yeah. No, it's bad enough having to use the washing machine, isn't it? But I certainly won't be using. I might have to use the tumble dryer if it's bedding and I can't get it dry, because that would be dangling about for days, wouldn't it, trying to get that dry. But I don't know, because if I have the log fire on in here in the winter, I think it will get hot enough. If I put my area in front of it, it'll be hot enough to dry most of my washing. Yeah. I'm not proud. I come from the time where we used to have a rack that went up and down in the ceiling, and everybody's smalls used to be hanging in the front room, because it used to be the heat of the fire used to dry everything. You know, nobody was proud back then. You know, well, my larges, yeah. I'm being, I'm being polite calling them smalls, Bev, yeah. Yeah. But some of my dresses, these little flimsy ones, I've even took them in the shower with me. No, the towel's still dry. You've got time to leave them. Well, ours goes round and round and round because we get the wind from the sea, don't we? So it goes round and round and round, yeah. Something like this, if it was a flimsy thing like this, I actually wash it in the shower, you know. So I don't have to put the washer on. I'll wash it in the shower because it dries in 2 minutes. It's that thin stuff, that, what do they call it, polyester stuff. It's only flimsy. But I won't be wearing this in the winter anyway because it'd be too cold. But now, I'll wash it through because they don't get dirty. They get like, obviously your body has been in it, but it doesn't get dirty as in stains or anything like that. So I just wash them through. Yeah, we call them an airer. My airer just opens flat like that, and it's got 2 wings that open out like that. You can get them like 3-sided, can't you, that stands there? You can have an airer. You can put that anywhere. Why is your flat damp or something? Or it might be if you had a washing dryer, I suppose. I mean, when I lived on my own, I used to hang everything on the radiators, to be quite honest. If anybody was coming, you had to scoop up all your drawers, didn't you? And hide them away. Yeah, we have an outside rotary dryer here, but I prefer a proper line, actually, to the rotary, because the rotary doesn't dry things as quickly. Yeah, we used to call it a maiden, yeah. We had a wooden one, a wooden maiden. It was always around the fire. My dad used to always say, why do we always have to have that in front of the fire? I'm paying for the fire and I can't feel it. Yeah. I love my straight line. Yeah. But we don't have one here. We have a rotary. I really want a straight line. But we're not going to get one. I know we're not. Uh-huh. When the rotary's full, I drape things all over the garden furniture. When my daughter-in-law's not in, of course. Now, the twirly ones, they don't dry. Things in the middle don't get dry. Things on the outside get dry because they're twirling around and they've got the sun. But the ones in the middle, you have to make sure you hang all the little things in the middle, otherwise they just don't dry. That's why I drape them all over the garden furniture. Yeah, rotary dryer, whirligig. But the things you have to do, because we're not going to use our tumble dryer unless we have to. Unless it's raining hard and wringing wet and there's no fire on. But even then, they dry, and the conservatory is all glass, apart from the roof. So the winter sun still comes in there. So it still gets quite warm, even though there's no heat in there. Well, there would be heat. There's electric radiators, you would put them on. But obviously they're not on at the minute. But it still gets dry enough. I dried all my washing there. I just brought it in today because it was all dry. Just a couple of things that were a bit dampish, but I've just put them on a hanger. I hung them in my bedroom while they get, aired off. But that's probably why I never had such a high electric bill when I lived on my own, because I used to put things on the radiators, to dry them. Even towel. I used to put the bath towel. I used to wash the bath towel and put it on the radiator in the bathroom because I had a big radiator in the bathroom. Far bigger than I really needed in the bathroom because the bathroom was cosy in there. Oh, I used to love it cosy. When I used to have a bath, it used to be cosy. And used to put my towels on there to dry. They dry a bit cardboardy, but you know, they dry you better when they're cardboardy. When they're all soft and fluffy, they don't dry you the same. They might take a layer of skin off, but then you pay a fortune for exfoliate, don't you? All you need to do is dry your bath towel on the radiator and it does it for you. Yeah. Hey, the things you have to do. Oh, we took our dishwasher out. We didn't buy a new one when we did the kitchen. We never bothered to get a dishwasher. Hey, Tracy. No, we didn't bother. We just wash everything by hand. Dishwasher's an unnecessary expense. I've never had one. There was one in here when we moved in, but it was a bit grotty, so we just got rid of it. Oh, I couldn't live without a washing machine. That is one thing I couldn't live without. My friend swears by one of those plug-in air things. Have you seen them advertised? They've got like a tent over them. You put things on like the air, and you put this like plastic tent thing over it, and then you plug it in. And she swears it uses hardly any electricity, and it dries everything. That's what she's got, yeah. But we haven't got room for one of them anywhere. We used to have a dolly tub, big dolly tub, a great big tub. You filled it with hot water, and you used to have a washboard, you know, the kind they play in the skiffle groups. And rub the washing up and down on that. A dolly tub and a posser. Posser. A posser is a thing that looks like it's got a long stick on it like a broom, but at the bottom it looks like a little, almost like a tiny little stool. And you put it in and you spin it around like that, and it agitates the washing. It's called a posser, and then you can poss it like that. My friend has, yeah, it's a dryer, and it's a tall, like you hang the washing on it inside, and then a cover goes over it, and you plug it in, and it dries everything. And she swears it doesn't take much money to run. Yeah, I've seen them advertised, but I've never got one. Yeah. Oh, a mangle. Yeah, we had a mangle. Our mangle was outside, and my neighbours, when I was a kid, the neighbours used to ask to borrow it. Yeah. Mangling the sheets through. I've mangled my fingers quite a few times, yeah. Oh, a dishwasher, they're ridiculously expensive, Nathan. Don't bother. Don't be so lazy. Wash them by hand. Yeah, apparently she said they cost only pennies, you know, to dry things. Because the heat's like contained inside this sort of like a tent arrangement that goes over it. And she swears by, I know they keep advertising them as being really economical to run. They cost about £70 or something to buy them. But we've nowhere to put one here. You know, they don't fold up like kind of, you know, a clothes area folds up flat and you can slide it somewhere, can't you, out of the way? But they look a bit more permanent, you know. I don't think they fold up the same. Otherwise, I might think about looking. Wrap them in tin foil, put them in the oven. I don't think I want to microwave my underwear, Chris. Might set it on fire. You can't beat the old-fashioned coal fires that used to have the oven at the side, yeah. Oh, you had one. My son friend swears by hers. But I've never had one, Munchkin Heaven, so I can't say whether they're any good or they're not. It's just my friend that says they're good because they don't cost much money to run. Yeah. I mean, I can remember using the hairdryer when I was a kid. You know, when you're going out somewhere and you find your blouse has got a stain on it or something. And I've washed the stain out of it and used the hairdryer. And I've done that in public, washrooms or when I was at work and I spilled something on my top. I've washed it and stuck it under the hand dryer in the public toilets. Yeah, yeah, JML do one. I don't know whether they're any good or not. I've not tried them, Nathan. I'm just going by what my friend said because she's got 4 kiddies, not a lot of money, so she doesn't use a tumble dryer or anything like that. I really don't know, Jane. To be honest, I've not tried them. All I'm saying is what my friend says, but maybe she's just drying flimsy things. I would imagine they dry things like, shirts that weren't, but maybe thick things. Maybe thick things take forever to, like your woolies would take forever to dry in there. But if you were doing school blouses, school shirts or something, they would probably dry quite quickly. Because they do anyway, don't they? We don't have the hundreds, Chris. We're lucky if we get to 80 over here. But now it's 18 degrees and it's cloudy at the moment. So I don't know what that is in English. I don't know. My computer just tells me centigrades, which I don't understand at all. Oh gosh, if I was anywhere hot, you wouldn't even want a tumble dryer, would you? Yeah, you see, I've never tried it, Munchkin, so I'll bow to your judgment. I've just never tried one, so I can't swear. Yeah, that's why I cannot understand people who live in hot places in America why you have a tumble dryer. Why would you have one? Why would you waste your electric? Why would you waste your money on a tumble dryer when you've got the free sunshine, solar power, and wind turbine? Oh my God, that is silly. 127. That is Death Valley. Can you imagine if you broke down? I mean, nobody can guarantee they're not going to break down, can they? You can have all the water in the world, but if it was 127, yeah. Oh, good night, Craft Angel. Have a nice sleep. A lot of people here can't afford a place at all. They're on the street, so they don't need laundry. Did I go to Blackpool? No, I never go to Blackpool. I might live near it, but I do not go. I don't like Blackpool. The great grandkids will probably come um, and see the lights at some stage. Yeah. Yeah, get your washing hanging out. I can't understand why you've got a hang up about putting your washing outside. I talked to so many people in the US and they're going, oh no, couldn't dry my washing outside. Oh no. I do it till roughly, yeah, probably about the next 10 minutes or 15 minutes. I usually do about 3 hours and then I go because I'm going out tomorrow and I don't know when I'm going out tomorrow, but I've got to pack my parcels up and print the labels for the postage labels so that they're ready for going to the post office on Monday because lots of people have paid me for the last few things that well, not for the last few things I put on eBay, they're still for sale. But the things that have run out now, a lot of people have paid me. So I've got to print some labels tomorrow and get them all ready for the post for Monday. Because Monday I go out to a knit club in the lunchtime really, I go to a knit club. I like to go out somewhere each day because it's, I won't say it's boring staying in, but it's not being sociable, is it, if I stay in? I like to be a social creature. I like to go out at least once a day somewhere. It's only for a couple of hours. It just gets me out and about, and it gets me talking to different people. I'm in the house, and if my son's in, he speaks to me now and again, but they live upstairs. And a lot of the times they go out anywhere. Yeah, you see, some people love Blackpool and I don't. I just don't like it. I don't know. I don't like it's gone pretty tacky lately. I think it's tacky anyway. I don't like the amusement arcades and the stuff and the fun fairs and stuff. I'm a misery. I just don't like it at all. It's not my kind of place. I used to go when I was a kid. I used to go to Blackpool. But now it's too commercial. It's all money. Everything costs a bomb. And if you took your kids there, you'd spend more money than if you took your kids abroad, yeah. You're from Blackpool, are you, Tracy? Oh, you poor thing. There are some nice places in Blackpool. Yeah, Blackpool isn't. People are always saying to me, oh, you're in Fleetwood. You're just like a few miles away from Blackpool. I bet you're there all the time, aren't you? I'm like, no. I've been twice in 2 years. Well, actually, I've been about 5 times, but 3 of those were to go to the hospital. They weren't to actually go to Blackpool itself. But you have to go through Blackpool, unfortunately. You would if you could go to Blackpool. Oh, no, Jane, you wouldn't. I can't see you wearing a Kiss Me Quick hat and playing bingo on the seafront and spending a small fortune in the arcades. I can't see you doing that, Jane. They're trying to get away from the hen do's and the stag nights because they ruined it, because they spoiled it for families, because they were drunk out the skulls. Gangs of roving lads on stag do's throwing up everywhere. It was horrible. And the hens are just as bad. Well, Joe Longthorne was always I bet he was never actually in Blackpool. I bet he was in the outskirts where it's nice. I mean, Bobby Ball moved there, and so did Les Dawson, but there were more in St Anne's. Blackpool it's not, I don't know if it's a city or a town. I don't know. But I bet they don't actually live in Blackpool. I mean, what's she called? The Nolans. Colleen Nolan, she lived in Blackpool. She doesn't now. She lives on the outskirts now. It's a town, yeah. It isn't a city. I didn't think it was. No, I don't know. I just don't like it. It's too commercially tacky for me. Got to do your evening run. Well, I'll be gone when you come back, Pacific State Northwest, Mr. Thingamy Bobby. So I shall say good night to you. Now, Rill used to be lovely. I believe it's really tacky now. But when I was a kiddie, Rill was lovely. I used to love going to Rill. The Vegas of the North don't make me laugh. Don't compare it to Vegas. It's not a patch on Vegas, is it? No. We didn't usually go to Blackpool when I was a kid. We used to go to Southport, Morecambe, or even Fleetwood when it used to be nice. It's definitely not the Vegas. Oh, Rill and Towin, I used to love them. I mean, I believe they're quite tacky now. I watched a programme once on Rill, how many people live there who are like unemployed and on the dole and stuff like that. And I thought, oh, how sad. It used to be such a pretty place. Well, we used to go a lot to Conway, or Conway as it's called now. Isle of Wight. Yeah, I've been there twice, I think, to the Isle of Wight. I've been to the Isle of Man once when I was a kiddie. I've not been back since. Um, I haven't been to a lot of places in the UK. I hate to admit it. I mean, like Whitby and places like that, they look gorgeous, but I couldn't do them now because they're all up and steps and down and all that. It's the same. I love Tenby, St Ives, Torquay, Newquay. Yeah, I believe it is Rill's bad. It used to be so pretty, didn't it, Rill? It was so lovely when I knew it. I used to go to Anglesey as well when we lived in Wales. We lived in Wales briefly. But I'm going back before. Ooh, I was only a kid. Rill was lovely then, Towin. We used to go to Ross-on-Sea and, Prestatyn and Tenby we used to go to. Even just outside of Cardiff was nice. We used to go to Penarth. But it's like everywhere's gone tatty these days, isn't it? Yeah. I mean, even where I live is nice. But if I go just a mile or two down the road, it's a bit tatty. The shopping centre's a bit tatty. Yeah. Um, I've been to the Channel Islands, but such a long time ago. I went to Jersey. Yeah, yeah. But it's a long time since I went to Jersey. It was quite unspoilt, I think, when I went. Never been to Guernsey, though. Traffic is horrendous in the Channel Islands, or the roads are like yay big, and you come across coaches coming the other way. All the hire cars are dented and bruised and battered because nobody bothers. A lot of towns are like that, run down and derelict. Fleetwood went downhill when the fishing industry stopped. It was all trawlers and fishing boats and the ferry and everything. And it was quite a thriving town back then, but now it's just sad. Yeah. Now you see, Liverpool's coming up in the world. I believe Liverpool shopping centre is fantastic. My niece goes there all the time. She loves going shopping to Liverpool. It's all regenerated in Liverpool. They've spent money on it and it looks nice. Here there's no source of. There's Fisherman's Friend. That's a big factory that people work on, and I believe there's a biscuit works somewhere. But it used to be all fishing and the frozen fish industry and everything. But when all that went, there's such a lot of unemployment because there isn't much to do, here, unless you work in, the hotels and stuff. But I mean, the COVID thing hit everybody around here, yeah. Yeah, I remember seeing that program, but I can't remember where it was, Nathan. Yeah, I remember seeing it where this bloke was walking down the street looking at all these tatty houses that were all run down, and there was no corner shops left or anything. There was no shops. There was no supermarkets. There was nothing left at all in this place. It's sad when it's because the industry dies, isn't it? And You know, sometimes a place, it's evolves, doesn't it, around a company, you know, like a car factory or something like that. And then when it closes, there's no employment, you know. So people can't stay because, you know, they've got to feed the kids, they've got to do something, haven't they? Jaywood, I don't know. Where is that? Not heard of that. But sadly, there's a lot of places like that. I mean, I watched a programme on Unreal, and it was more like all down and outs and people who were unemployed, all living in these tatty little bedsits and that. It never used to be like that. But once again, you know, there's probably nothing for them, nowhere for them to work. If they wanted to work, there's probably nothing left. And once a place goes tatty, you see the tourism goes down and nobody wants to go there. So you can't even go in the hotels and that. It's such a shame. I was at the programme, Benefits by the Sea, Jaywick. Everybody, I remember seeing that. Everybody's houses were falling down, weren't they? There was hardly anybody living in them, yeah. It's a lot of places, though. It's not just that place. It's a lot of places. It must be soul destroying, especially if you've spent your life savings and bought a house there or something like that, thinking that you were going to stay there forever, and then, you know, something happens like that and the bottom drops out the market and you're stuck with a house you can't sell, yeah. There's too many places like that these days. That's sad. Especially a lot of fishing villages. You know, once the fish is gone, like the somebody was saying that there's only about 4 fishing trawlers left in Fleetwood. Somebody was saying the other day that now we're not in the EU, why can we not, you know, have our fishing, what they call it, the rights of it, the, you know, where you, the limits that you've got round your island, why can't we can't sort of reinstall it now and say that the foreign boats can't come in anymore, you know? Well, the trouble is that apparently these fishermen in Fleetwood have all sold the fishing rights to the foreigners, so you know that's what's happened, isn't it? I think there's only 4 trawlers that actually work out of Fleetwood now. I can remember when I was a kid, you used to be able to buy shrimps, cockles, whelks, and things straight off the boat, you know, on the seafront. There used to be little stalls or whatever you want selling them, yeah. And then there was the ferry that used to go across to the Isle of Man and everywhere, and Ireland and that. But the channel silted up and nobody would pay for it to be dredged. So the big boats couldn't come in anymore. Neither can the big trawlers. They can't get in anymore because the channel's silted up and nobody would pay. There was a big argument over who would pay because it costs, I don't know, millions to keep this channel dredged so that the trawlers and the ferries can go in and out. So now the ferries have all gone to Heysham or Heysham, whatever you want to call it, near Markham. Oh, hello. Somebody sent me a message. I've got to message somebody on Facebook and they can't find me. I've put links all over the place on Facebook to my eBay, but people just don't, I don't know. I often think a lot of the time, some people, like when I put things on my YouTube, I'll tell them it's not a pattern, it's a pattern I've had for donkey's years. You won't be able to get it anywhere, da, da, da. And then I always get, can you tell me what pattern you've used? And I'm like, do you not listen to my video? You know, do you not hear a word I say? If there is a pattern and if it's available, I put a link, yeah? If it isn't, then it isn't, yeah? Claxon on Sea. Clacton's still a seasidey kind of place, isn't it? I've never been. But I suppose it is, isn't it? But it is sad when places go. And on that sad note, I'm going to go to bed because I've been on 3 hours and it's now gone past midnight. So Cinderella might turn back into a whatever. I haven't got a golden coach to turn back into a pumpkin. And I haven't got any horses to turn back into mice, but yeah. Yeah, she's not on here, unfortunately, Chris. She asked me on Facebook. Hey. Anyway, thank you for the plug. And I hope you've all thumbs up me. Doesn't make any difference to me, really. It just raises me profile up in the YouTube land so people see me up more. It means not one tap to me financially because, like I said, YouTube takes 46% of any pennies I might earn. And believe you me, they are pennies. So I think you have to have about 6 million subscribers and viewers to earn any money. I've just resigned myself. I'll never be that. My account rose up to so many, and I can honestly say in about the last 4 years, it's never gone. It goes up or down 1 or 2, up or, yeah. I probably will be if she sent me a message on Messenger. I don't know, Nathan. I'll have to find out where she sent me the message, and I've frozen. So it's time I went now. So anyway, thank you all very much for keeping me company. I hope you've all had a good time, and I hope to see you all next week. And if you're not a subscriber, why not? Because you're missing a good time every Saturday. So please be a subscriber. And then you'll know when I'm on and I'm not. Yeah. So bye-bye, everybody, and I'll see you all next week. Bye. Bye.